Giants' turn to try and answer. And here's Saquon Barkley. And he's off to the races. The 30, the 20. Saquon for 6. Deep to right field. Oh, baby. Put it on the scoreboard. The kid has done it again. Jordan. Open. Chicago with the lead.
Ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good evening to everybody. Welcome to another episode right here with the Lewis Sports Network. It is your boy Lewis coming back at you once again with another heavy hitter banger with yet another video. Live stream, baby. Game time. Game 7. Los Angeles Clippers versus the Denver Nuggets, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Welcome. It is Game 7, man. Put up a shutout time for the Los Angeles Clippers. Again, salute to everybody in the chat, man. Truly appreciate that. Make sure to smash that like button. Make sure to hit that subscribe as you guys come in. Again, salute to the chat. Let me see if I could just fix something in the settings over here. Let me go to the green screen. Let's see if that works. Let me see. All right, that looks like it should be better. Hold on, let me see if I can make another adjustment. Hold on. Can you guys hear me out there, man? Again, salute to the chat. Let me just see something again real quick. No. Okay. Let's see. Gonna try this again. Let me see what happens. Okay, I think that one works. Okay. All right, everything should be good. So just to make things clear right now, the Miami Heat have just taken a 1-point lead over the Boston Celtics right now, 106-105, and now the game is tied at 106. Again, salute to everybody, man, in the chat. Salute. What's going on, Mark? All right, awesome. Sounds lit, man. Hope you guys are loving the background. As you guys can see, I'm in the background. Right? I hope you guys love my Game 7 background. Whole new game. Clippers versus the Nuggets, man. Do or die Game 7. Who do you guys have in this, man? The Clippers game is coming up next. Right now, Miami and Boston, they're tied at 106, guys. So Jason Tatum's got the ball with 5 seconds remaining. Here we go. Derrick Jones Jr. guards him. Jason Tatum for the win. Oh, it's short. And we going to overtime right now. Wow. Jason Tatum missed the shot and we're going to overtime, man. The Celtics blew a late lead in this fourth quarter, and now it is overtime, ladies and gentlemen. Overtime in the bubble, game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Heat and the Celtics. And I think this is going to be a great series between the Heat and the Celtics. I can't wait for that one. So if this is an indication of what the Eastern Conference Finals are going to be like, it's going to be a lit series between the Heat and the Celtics. I definitely think so. Again, guys, make sure to like the video as you guys come in. Again, salute to everybody that's here. MTG99, what is up? What is up, Ron? What is up, Mark? What is up, J. Jeff, man? Big Lou, what is good? What is good, my man? What is up, G Money? What's up, Brandon? Appreciate you guys coming through. Who do I have winning Clips and Nugs? I can't turn back. I would look foolish to say that if I were just to switch and just say the Nuggets are going to win. Now they got an opportunity to win this series, no question about it, because they've been the aggressor the last 2 games, and the Clippers have blown, this 3-1 lead. So if they don't, like I said, if the Clippers don't get it done, I can't put Kawhi Leonard, all the comparisons that he gets to Jordan and Kobe, you're gonna have to double down on that, and you're just gonna have to leave those. You're gonna have to leave that alone. Just gonna have to. Unfortunately, man, you're gonna have to leave it. All right, let me get my main man D, the Godfather Jefferson, up in here, man. Let me go send this to him. Let me just find that email and send it my man Basketball with Lewis and D. I forgot to notify D on this, man. It's like with work, like the days have been so busy now. It's crazy, but don't worry, man. Like I said, once I get everything settled in, man, we're gonna be on and cooking again. So no doubt about it. So let me just I'm just waiting right here to. Why is this taking so long to load? I'm waiting. Let me just click on compose real quick. Man, this is taking a while. Don't know why it's taking this long to load. This should be Gucci. Here we go. Alrighty, so now I should be all set. Shout out to Sly in the building. Appreciate you as well, guys. Make sure to like the video as you guys come in. Yeah, for sure. For sure. He could have definitely got something better. I don't know why he didn't decide to do that. Tatum could have got a better shot on that play, guys. I don't understand why he decided not to. He should have drove to the basket or at least get himself in the mid range. I didn't understand why he decided to take that shot. Made no sense. Shout out to Sly. Appreciate you. But again, guys, make sure to like the video. Make sure to share this to your social media platforms. Appreciate that. Should get my main man D up in here in just a bit. Hopefully, Game 7 between the Nuggets and the Clips is going to be as intense as that Celtics game. And ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, D, the Godfather Jefferson, what is going on, my brother?
What's up? What's up, my man Lewis? What's good, everybody?
What's good?
Let me slide up in here, fade myself in here. Oh, there you go.
Yo, D, check it out, bro.
Yeah, I see. Now we talking, baby. Let's go. Hey,
right, that's right.
Something else too. I want to let you know right quick, man. I got to get my green screen cloth. You see the edges? See my edges?
Yeah.
Your edges smooth, bro. But look, check this out though. I figured it out so that we don't have all of this freaking disturbance. Yeah. I'm just using my other computer. That's sitting downstairs in the basement. So right now we live on both channels, no interference. Everybody can hear everything. Boom. Nice. We ready, guys. It ain't no more problems. Let's do it.
Nice. I had to get the green screen. I'm trying to figure out how to configure everything. And it was like once I did that, and it was like I was trying to learn how to close it too, because the one I have is a collapsible one. So sweet. So I got that one, and I just made sure I updated the camera, got the lighting, and just did that, and just did the little configuration stuff like that, and we're good to go, bro. So
overtime, how about that, man?
Game 1. That's right.
Shout out to back, man. I was watching the game, waiting. I was like, man, if this go to overtime, we're gonna be a little late, but this is exciting right here.
Yeah, man. And then we got that Clippers game next, so it's going. Man, I can't wait. So this is gonna be lit. This is lit now because now I can do my baseball games with the background now. So like when I get a chance to do those, so it's gonna be on and popping now. This is gonna be
looking
awesome.
Good too, man. It's looking good.
Yeah, man. I'm glad. I'm glad because I'm like, I'd rather be doing it like this, man. Both of us backgrounds, both like that, man, and it's cool. I mean, could show the scoreboard, but it's like, hey, but I mean, it's all right, man. It's all good. Like, can't wait to give you guys the basketball commentary, man. Oh, Jay said your Giants showed heart. Yeah, man. Listen, man, that Pittsburgh defense is no joke, man. Bud Dupree, he was reading the run plays every time they try to give it to Saquon, and Saquon, he was just ineffective. And I thought the fact that our offense is at its best when Saquon gets the ball rolling with the run. But because we couldn't establish the run, it was hard to establish the pass too. I mean, Evan Ingram, one of our best tight end, only had 9 yards on 2 catches. And Daniel targeted him 2 times. There was he dropped a key pass in the end zone But that Steelers defense is no. And Big Ben looked as good as I've ever seen him after missing over a year with that elbow injury. So I got to give props to Ben. And Ben said the reason that he came back was because of his teammates. So, you know, I know he's had a lot of scandals like off the field, but when it comes to on-field production, he is one of the best QBs to ever play, and he's one of my favorites. So, but again, salute to Big Ben. And like I said, man, that Steelers defense. You're talking about T.J. Watt, Bud Dupree, Minka Fitzpatrick. That is a beast of a defense. So, but right, yeah, we got a lot of work to do. So, you know, hopefully we can get better. We got the Bears next, so that ain't gonna be easy because they got a good defense themselves. We got a tough schedule to start, but it's gonna be growing pains and shit for my Giants. But I'm gonna stick with them, man.
No doubt. I'm not giving up on the Giants, man. You know what I mean? But look, check this out real quick, Lewis. Yeah. I got my man IBFP boxing in the building. Unrivaled boxing talking news. Spuddy's in the building. Brian Nicholson, L Dog, Iron Cone. Appreciate y'all coming through. Basketball Live with Lewis and E. Let's get it.
You got our faces and you got the green screens. We are Gucci and we are ready to go, fam. Let's get it, guys. Again, make sure to like the video for both Speak Your Mind and for Lewis Sports Network. Truly appreciate you guys again. And make sure you guys are sharing it on the social media platforms. Like I said, the best dynamic duo, better than Kevin Harlan and Reggie Miller, better than Marv Albert and whoever he ever teams up with. Nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, is giving you the best tag team coverage when it comes to basketball than Lewis and D. You can guarantee you are in for a treat when you listen to us. And now that I got my green screen lit, not only are you going to hear us, but you're damn well going to see us too. And that's a fact.
No doubt. I'll be right back. Let me go check that stream to make sure our face is on there. I'll be right back.
Cool. All right. So while D checks on that, checking on the stream, you know, see what you guys are saying in the chat right now, man. Mark says Kawhi better show up. A lot of people got money on the line. Listen, man, if Kawhi does not show up, it's going to look bad. People are going to say he should have stayed in Toronto. That's what they're going to say. He should have stayed in Toronto. Guys, check this out, man. Miami is up by 3. Boston is on the verge of choking. Right now, Miami's on a 7-0 run, even after Boston took a 4-point lead in OT. Kemba kicks it out. Let me see. Who was that shot that? Was that Grant Williams? No, and Jaylen Brown got the tip on the offensive rebound. So it's 113-112 in overtime right now. Again, guys, make sure to hit that like video. Make sure to hit that subscribe. And can we talk about how overrated Jason Trashton is? Well, listen, personally, if he didn't play well in that game 7 against Toronto, I would have agreed with you. But he stepped up 29 points and he gave you 12 rebounds. So he was the best player on the floor. Now, Jason Tatum is going to have to take it to another level against the Miami Heat because this isn't even, you could arguably say, just as good of a defensive team as the Toronto Raptors. They don't have a star. They don't have a true superstar, but they don't have really a guy that could take over a game. I mean, Jimmy Butler does it, but it's really more so in spurts. I mean, he does hit big baskets in the fourth quarter, but he kind of gets inconsistent with that. But like I said, Jason Tatum, this is his opportunity because I actually picked the Celtics to win this series. I think it's going to go 7, and I got the Celtics winning. I think the star power of they just have, to me, a little bit more talent. I think Miami is the better three-point shooting team, but I'm saying I think the Celtics are a little more talented than Miami.
Right. My son said, "What's up, Lewis?" He stepped in the building over on the other channel. He was like, "What's up, Dad?" Lewis.
All right, what's good. Shout out to Jay in the building. Appreciate you, other Jay. Mark, only after we talk about how the overrated Bucks are, that will take time. Oh man. I don't know if you heard D, but I heard that Giannis is they're trying to work in terms of trying to give him an extension, and they're trying to see if they can build around him. I don't know if Milwaukee has the cap to be able to bring in pieces to help build around Giannis. But even if they do that, he still has to evolve, though. I mean, because I just don't think they're gonna go far because.
All right.
So it look like we got an offensive foul on they call it a block on Kemba Walker, a Bronx guy. We got a 113-112 Miami lead. So Boston was just up 4 in overtime. So Dollar Beer says Nuggets and 9. Shout out to Dollar Beer, man. Oh, this is going 9. Okay. So it's going beyond 7. Got you. Okay. It's going beyond 7.
Man, I picked this series to go to 7. Like right off the back, I felt like this series was gonna go to 7. It's going to be a good series. I'm not even really I'm not concerned with who wins tonight. Is game 1. Whoever does win tonight, give themselves an edge. But either winner tonight, I feel like the team can even up the series like all along the way. They go one up, then the other one's going to win the next game. I think it's going to be that much of a series. It's got 2 good coaches here, so
yeah, that's what I'm
saying.
Yeah, that's a great point, D, because you have 2 of the best coaches in the NBA. 2 coaches that they love to mix and match in terms of lineups, their defensive rotations. You're talking about guys that are not afraid to take chances in Brad Stevens and Eric Spoelstra. So we're going to see a real chess match in this Eastern Conference Finals. And like D said, it can go back and forth. One game looks like Miami. Well, it's a close game. This is anybody's game right now. But it's like D's right. It could go back and forth because the beauty of a series like this is that both teams have the ability to make adjustments after a loss. So that's how they're constructed, and their coaches preach that. So that's why I think that this is going to be a great series because you're going to get competitive basketball. You're going to get nice execution on offense, and then you're going to get that very stout defense from both teams because I've said before, both of these teams are in the top 10. These are very stout defensive teams in the top 10 in many categories. Oh, my man,
Kemba Walker just took the lead.
Gave him the lead. And ladies and gentlemen, just for a quick update, the Denver Nuggets have taken an early 4-2 lead on the LA Clippers, man. The game is already underway. We got to see how the Clippers are. If they show any type of tightness, man, this is Kawhi's game. Obviously, Paul George has got to show up, but Kawhi Leonard's got to be the best player on the floor. If he doesn't set the tone, this game is over for the Clippers, and it'll be done early. And I think for the Clippers' sake, they're going to have to pull away. I don't think in a close game I would trust the Clips. I got the Denver Nuggets in a close game because they've shown to make the better plays down the stretch. And a lot of people in the chat were saying it with me. Brandon was one of them. So now Denver's up 6-2. Yeah, I just got the update right there on the score, man.
Hey, I know something a lot of y'all didn't say in the chat, but your man D. Jefferson did. I told my man Lewis, I said, hey, Lewis, watch out for Denver Nuggets Miami's finals. And it could be. It just could be.
But you know
last season.
Yeah.
Huh? Mm-hmm. Remember that? Last season, dark horse team, Denver Nuggets, dark horse team, Miami. I think we both have Miami as the dark horse team. Lewis said it as well. But Denver Nuggets, Miami, I said dark horse team. Boy, I should have bet that. I should have bet a Denver Nuggets, Miami Heat. It would have been a lot of money because I know the odds against that would have been crazy. Everybody was expecting LA or LA and the Bucks. You know what I mean?
But you know what's so crazy, D, though? The thing is that it was such a weird season because remember when we both predicted that the Nuggets were going to be a dark horse team, and then the way they played in the season, we kept saying to ourselves, I don't know if Denver's really going to go that far. Then the pandemic happens. Then everybody's in the bubble. The Nuggets look kind of shaky. The playoffs come. They're down 3-1 without their best player, without Will Barton. Jamal Murray missed some time. Gary Harris didn't come back until the second round. No, late first round. Excuse me. And then all of a sudden now they're on the verge of going to the Western Conference Finals. They got an opportunity. So
they still got to get past the Lakers, which ain't going to be an easy task, But it would be crazy because that's just 2 teams we wouldn't expect to see. I mean, we're already getting 1 team on the East. I think most people expected the Bucks, but if the Lakers go down, if the Clippers go down tonight, and Nuggets beat the Lakers, that's just 2 unexpected teams in this final. You know what I mean? Very unexpected. I thought that the Denver Nuggets during the season was, I won't lie, in trouble when they started having injury issues with Barton and Murray.
Mm-hmm.
But, I did say, too, if they can make it past these Clippers, it's going to be a battle for the Lakers because Will Barton will be back in that series. And I do believe if Will Barton was back in this series, they might have beaten the Clippers a little more convincingly because Will Barton, guys, that's a two-way player. This guy's not just one of those pieces. Oh, well, they need this guy. No, he's a two-way player. He's exceptionally good on defense, and he can put up 25 points. He can give you that. So it's gonna be a big piece, depending on how he gets, back into the groove of things. But that is a big addition to bring back into the team because he's one of their three best guys, Will Barton, Joker, and Jamal Murray. And getting that piece back will be huge for them, especially way their bench is playing. Porter Jr. is playing good. Brandon's playing good. Craig is playing awesome defense. So it'll be real, real interesting if they can take care of this game, clean up the Clippers tonight.
The way I'm looking at this game, now the Clippers are taking a 9-6 lead, so they just went up by 3. The way I see it is, how Denver's been trailing the last 2 games, and then they've come back, and then the Clippers have looked vulnerable. I could probably see the other way around because, again, this is the NBA. Anything can happen. I could even see the Nuggets take a double-digit lead early in this game, maybe at some point. And then the Clippers are going to have no choice but to come back because of what the history shows itself. So that could even happen too. I mean, we're going to have to wait because it's funny. Oh, man, what a block by Bam Adebayo, man. And, man, the Boston Celtics, man. Wow, that's crazy.
That block won the game. That block, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that block won the game.
Oh, yeah.
Depends, though. They need to hit these free throws. If they hit these 2 free throws, it's over with. But what a block. What a block. But I will say this, too. I love the way Tatum went to take it hard, bro. He didn't go up to go soft. He went to take it to the rack.
Yep, and a lot of people in the chat were saying that they felt Jason Tatum should have did that at the end of the game instead of taking that step back 3, which I can understand too, or at least get to a spot if you have enough time to pull up for a shot instead of taking it all away because the defense. Oh wow, Bam missed the free throw.
Bam missed the free throw. That's huge. Can we get a double overtime? No, I don't want that really.
Yeah, no, because we missing our commentary right now. Wow.
Maybe he needed that shot.
I know.
Got to drain this to force the 3-pointer.
All right. Oh, they are the timeout.
Oh, they have none.
Oh, what a pass. Oh, Tatum caught it. Oh, he got fouled. Nope. And he shoots it. Oh, he just missed it. And the Miami Heat, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Win game 1 in overtime. 117-114. Boston chokes a late lead in the 4th quarter, and the Miami Heat win this game in overtime in game 1. But like Dave mentioned, it is game 1. So game 2 is going to say a lot, about how this series is going to go. So game 2, I believe game 2 is going to be on Thursday. So this is going to be something, man. I can't wait to put my green screen for that Heat Celtics, man.
Tatum would have hit that shot, bro. Because he actually got the ball off in time. For all you guys that's not watching, it was a full court pass by Marcus Smart to Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum caught the ball. He fell on the ground with 2.5 seconds left. All this happened. He falls on the ground. He gets back up, and he actually gets the shot off, and it rims out. He nearly hit that shot. That would have been crazy, man.
I know. That would have been a heck of a tie. All right, Malika, I know you got to get the interview, but it's like, let's go. Me and D got a game to do right now.
Oh, man, they need to just go and switch to the next game with all that nonsense. Chopstick in the building. What's good with your chopstick? Appreciate you coming through, fam.
All right, man. Here we go, guys. Clippers, Nuggets, game 7, baby. Let's see what's going on right now. So they're interviewing Jimmy Butler on the win. Again, guys, make sure to like the video for both channels as you guys come in. Getting ready, man, for this bubble. Y'all finally see us, man. Dynamic duo. Got the backgrounds going. About to give you this commentary right now. Okay, let's see. Are they going to go to commercial or are they going to switch to that game?
And just switch right over. It should have been over there.
And again, salute to D on that call for this, man. Bam Adebayo saved the game for the Miami Heat with that huge block at the end of the game. Huge block. That was a clutch block. That's the kind of play that doesn't show on the stat sheet. Well, it'll go into the stat as a block, but by basically, all right, here we go. All right, guys, 6:38 remaining in the first quarter. 11-8 is the score on the Clippers, up by 3. Okay? We got our announcers, but they ain't better than us, so forget them. Nobody know them.
Mark Jackson, Jeff Van Gundy, step aside.
Oh yeah. Yo, shout out to my main man, Rio Martinez, man. That's my brother right there, man. Brother from another mother. Appreciate you, bro. I love this series already, and he's talking about the Heat and the Celtics. Oh, absolutely. Like I said, man, we said this is going 7. I hope you're loving the green screen, bro. We put a lot of work into this one, but appreciate you being here, my man Rio. It's my man Rio right there. Much love.
What's up with the what's up with this? Oh, sorry about that.
No, it's all good.
What's up with YouTube? And like, have you ever tried to watch your videos from a phone or from a video from a phone or a tablet? They got this blinking thing that goes.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Like, from the computer, like a laptop or a desktop, you could, but when you try from a mobile device, it's this blinking thing that goes on.
That's happened to me when I've been watching videos.
Yeah, it's happening on everyone's channel. It's kind of disruptive, to tell you the truth. But yeah, that block was crazy, man.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. So we're into the next game. You want to go? You want to go at it first, Lewis?
Nah, man, my pleasure, man. Appreciate that. All right, so Landry Shaman's got the basketball. All right, gives it to Zubac, who then gives it to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard dribbles, gets inside, kicks it out to Paul George, corner 3-pointer. He misses. Paul George is like he's off to a slow start already. The rumblings are coming from George Paul. Here is Jeremy Grant. Gives it to Gary Harris, and then gives it to Nikola Jokic, and then gives the ball to Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray crosses over, and looks like we got a foul on Paul George. Now, going to see how these referees referee this game 7. Are they going to let them play, or is one team going to get the favorable calls? We will wait and see.
Did you see that shot that Jamal Murray just tossed up?
Yeah.
Right. So if that's indicative of how he's going to play, that might mean trouble for the Clippers because he just tossed that ball up and it went in. So if he's feeling like that, that could be trouble.
Oh yeah. Rio wants to know what are the predictions going into this game. That the Denver Nuggets are going to come out with a fast start as Jamal Murray ties the game at 11 with a 3-pointer. So we are tied at 11. Take it away, D.
All right, Landry Shaman with the ball. Got Jamal Murray on the defense. Kicks the ball over to Marquise Morris. Morris dribbles down inside. Pulls up for the jumper and drills the 2-pointer 13-11. Here comes the Denver Nuggets. Jamal Murray with the ball. Dribbles around the Joker screen. Kicks the ball over to Paul Millsap. Back outside the Joker. In the corner to Torrey Craig for 3. And Craig can't hit. Marquise Morris comes down with the rebound. 2-point lead by the Clippers. Here comes Paul George. Paul George gets tied up at the top of the key. Gets the ball over to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi goes down inside. Kicks the ball outside to Morris for 3. Morris rims out. Paul Millsap comes down with the rebound. Paul Millsap stops. Paul George with the good defense. Back over to Jokic. Jokic gets the ball to Harris. Harris dribbles down inside. Joker pulls the foul from Zubac. So Joker will go to the line for 2. And, Joker's been abusing Zubac basically this whole series. Zubac just can't deal with the Joker. That was a silly foul right there, to tell you the truth. Sometimes guys get overzealous on the defense when they're playing against a player that they have a tough time defending. You see them build up those fouls. They just don't know how to defend these guys. So Joker's been punishing Zubac.
Yep.
And Joker drains both free throws. Take it away, Lewis.
All right, guys. Game tied at 13. So Landry Shaman brings the ball slowly. Comes off to the right side of the court. Being guarded by Torrey Craig. Gets a switch from Paul Millsap. Looking, gives the ball to Marcus Morris Sr. The Clippers going to move them on. They're going to go one-on-one. All right, so Marcus Morris trying to post up. Tried to fight. Oh, beautiful footwork. And just shot it too strong. And Paul George, they call it offensive interference on Paul George. So no basket. The basket will not count. The basket will not count.
Oh, that's a bad call. That ball was way outside of the cylinder.
All right, and Jokic takes it to the rack, and Denver retakes the lead at 15-13. Take it away, D.
Wow, I think that was a horrible call, but here comes the Clippers. 52-point lead. Kawhi Leonard stuck down low. It's the foul. No shot. So it's going to be a ball and foul. And that's the second foul on Nikola Jokic. So let's see if they take him out. No, that ball was outside of the cylinder, man.
Yeah, no, that's a bad call. But anyway, the Nuggets get a break, and they have a 2-point lead. So right now we are at a timeout, ladies and gentlemen. Again, make sure you guys like the video as you guys come in. So that was just a bad call. It should be a tie game, but let's see what happens after that.
And so what's up, Troll Network? My man G Boogie in the building. Me and Lewis appreciate you guys coming through.
Appreciate it, bro.
Man, I'm glad I figured that out. I'm also glad I got a ton of computers in this house.
Yeah, right.
I'm running on 3 computers now. I got my one downstairs, and then I got the one that I'm watching the game on, and the one that I'm kicking it with you on. So,
right.
But it works. It works with no interference, no echoes. You're ready to go, guys.
And that's awesome. That's what I'm happy about that. So that way you'll be able to hear both of us without any echoes, no interferences, no interruptions, and we good to go, guys. So that's why I always said, man, we appreciate that basketball with Lewis and D. I already know.
So everybody make sure you guys smash that like and subscribe to both channels. We're going to get through this finals basketball live with Lewis and D. We're going to make sure we get y'all through this finals for all of my people out there on Speak Your Mind Sports Talk who be on the road, the drivers. We got you guys. Play-by-play commentary. Nobody do it better than my man Lewis. You know what I mean? Got his partner right here, D Jeff. Best duo on YouTube, baby.
That's right. Shout out to G Money. He says the Heat overcome a 14-point deficit to steal game 1, and Butler and Bam ripped the heart out of the Celtics. Especially Bam. That huge block he had on Jason Tatum in overtime, man. That just shows you, man. It's about making the executing when it counts. That's what Miami did, and they got back in this game. So Boston is going to have to realize that they can't sleep on this Miami Heat team because Miami, they can, if they let them, they will take advantage of Boston mistakes. So Boston's going to have to be a little bit smarter, though, coming up in that next game in game 2. But it was a great game, though. Great game.
I'm going to make a bold statement here. A bold statement. Because it really doesn't, a 10-point lead doesn't mean anything. We know that in this series, in today's game. But I'm going to say the first team that takes a 10-point lead in this game wins. I'll make that call right now in the first quarter, 4:22. No comebacks, no excitement. The first team to take a 10-point lead in this game, I think they win.
Okay. Well, the way I see it is I'm going to make a bold prediction myself. Whoever gets a double-digit lead is going to blow that lead, and that team will come back, and they will win probably by double digits.
Oh, sweet. I like that.
I think that's what's going to happen.
I like that. All right, guys, so we got 2 different predictions here. One from your man, DJ, the other from my partner, Lewis Sports Network. So let's see how this goes. Kawhi Leonard drives down their side, kicks the ball outside to Shamet. Shamet over to Morris. Morris for 3. Can't hit. Fighting down low for the ball. And Murray comes up with it. Here comes Jamal Murray. Gets it over to Craig. Craig back over to Jokic. Hands it off to Murray. Murray steps back behind the line. Has Montrezl Harrell on the defense and a kick ball by Kawhi Leonard. So they'll reset the shot clock to 14, and it's still the Clippers' ball. It's showing that amazing block. That's got to be the number one play in the top 10. It has to be. That block won the game. All right, Torrey Craig gets the ball inside to Murray. Murray out on the wing, got Kawhi on the defense. Jamal Murray gets it over to Jokic. Jokic dribbles right around Paul George, turn around over the top of Morrison, drains it. Jokic feeling it, and they're up to a 4-point lead, 17-13. Here comes Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi out on the wing, and he gets it over the top to Harold. Harold across court to Shamet. Up top to Paul George. Paul George dribbles down inside, gives it to Harold. Harold loses the ball, and Jamal Murray picks it up. Good defense by the Nuggets. Here comes Jamal Murray.
Oh.
And Murray on the wing shoots the three. Shamet goes down, and he can barely walk. So I'm surprised they're not calling a timeout. Like, he can barely move. And he passes it to Shamet for the three, and Shamet drains the three on one leg, hobbling down the court. Wow, Landry Shamet. Guys, he's literally hobbling, and he hit that three.
That's crazy.
So Shamet fouls Gary Harris intentionally to get out of the game. Now, I want to say something here. Oh, he twisted his ankle. But I want to speak on this, guys. This is the type of stuff where if somebody gives Doc Rivers heat, that's bad coaching. You see your player hobbling down the court like that. Why the hell didn't he call a timeout? The dude could barely walk.
That's what I'm saying.
Anyway, that's terrible coaching. Anyway, here, Gary Harris shoots back for three. Steps back for three. Can't hit. Morris picks it up. Here comes Lou Wills checked into the game for Shamet. Lou Will kicks it over to who was that? Paul George. I'm sorry. Paul George to Kawhi. Kawhi misses the jumper from the side. Here comes Nikola Jokic, gets it in, and Torrey Craig for the nice layup. Nice pass by Jokic. And Lou Williams already back down court. Lou Williams gets it inside to Montrezl Harrell. Montrezl Harrell goes hard at Nikola Jokic and drives in for the layup. Take it away, Lewis.
All right, man. 19-18 is the score. Here comes Nikola Jokic, man, being guarded by Montrezl Harrell. As Shamet goes to the locker room, being guarded in the post. Oh, he tried to dribble handoff to Monte, but couldn't handle the ball. And decides to go to the three-point line, and he knocks down the three-pointer for Monte Morris. 22-18 is the score. Nuggets with a 4-point lead. Here comes Lou Will. Crosses over, passes it to Harold. Harold goes into the paint, and he draws the foul. So it looks like Harold's being much more aggressive in Game 7. Took a little bit too long. But here's another reason why Doc Rivers has done bad coaching. You see that Lou Will and Montrezl Harrell has not given you anything in this series. They've got other guys on that bench that can play. Patrick Patterson, he has not played jack. Put in Joakim Noah as well. Why did you sign him if you're not going to play him? I know you shorten your rotations in the playoffs, but if you see something not working, you have to try something a little bit different. I mean, you know those guys are going to stay ready, and Noah has been working himself into shape, so I don't get why they don't try to play him. You see he's been too reliant on those guys. And the thing is also, you can see those guys are distracted because Montrezl, his grandmother passed away. So I know he's had to work himself into shape with an injury. And then Lou Will with that scandal with the whole lemon pepper situation, and then the strip club getting a lap dance. So all that, like, you could tell their minds are not right. You should have put them on the bench to send a message, but that's just bad coaching by Doc Rivers. And if they don't come through in this Game 7, if he's going to play him these minutes, look at that. Montrezl is playing nearly 30 minutes. Well, actually, no, he's playing only 20 minutes, but still not producing them.
Facts. Josiah Henry, what's good with you, fam? Appreciate you coming through. Josiah says, bam, bam. Thank you, man. Out of bio. Hell yeah, Josiah. What a block by out of bio. All right, guys. We got Monte Morris with the ball. Paul George defending. Joker with the ball on Montrezl Harrell. Double team. Cross court pass to Michael Porter Jr. We dribbles down the side. Back to Joker in the corner. Joker up top to Craig. Good ball movement. And Jamal Murray with the shot. And he just missed. But Joker with the offensive rebound and puts it back in. 24-19. 5-point lead by the Nuggets. Patrick Beverly in the game. He'll control the ball. Monte Morris on the defense. Beverly out on the wing. Gets the ball to Paul George for the three. And Paul George arraigns it. Nothing but net. 22-24. 2-point game, under a minute left in this first quarter. Jamal Murray at the top of the key, Patrick Beverley on the defense. Jamal gets the switch, has Lou Will on him. Kicks it in the corner to Porter Jr., and Michael Porter Jr. was standing on the out-of-bound line when he caught the ball, so that's going to be a turnover on the Denver Nuggets. And I just heard the announcer say that 6 turnovers already for the Denver Nuggets. That's not good. Here comes Patrick Beverley. Kicks it to Paul George, back over to Beverley. Beverley gets it to Harold. Nice ball movement by the Clippers, and George can't hit the 3. Michael Porter Jr. comes down with the rebound. 30 seconds left on the clock. Take it away, Lewis.
Michael Porter Jr. with the ball. 24-22 to score. Passes it off to Jamal Murray. Jamal tries to get a screen from Jokic, but no, it goes behind the back on Patrick Beverley. Patrick is hounding him. Can't find anybody. Oh, terrible passing. That's turnover number 7 for the Nuggets. What they're fortunate about with Denver so far is that the Clippers have not taken advantage of their turnovers, because if they have been, they'd be down by double digits already. So fortunately, they lead by 2. But 7 turnovers, that's too many to start this game. So I think the Nuggets, even though they're playing okay, I think they're still a little bit tense and making their passes a little bit too strong. So they got to just try to make sure to tag that. Here comes Lou Will. Drives to the basket, and nice floater by Lou Will to tie the game at 24. Here comes Jamal Murray. Decides to shoot it late in the shot clock. And, just breaks the front of the rim off the buzzer. So Lakers.
What a shot. He almost hit that shot. I want to thank you, my man, G Boogie. He said this donation for the dynamic duo of basketball, D the Godfather Jefferson and Cappy Don Luigi. Hey, bro, we really appreciate you for that, G Boogie.
All right, man. Salute to you, bro. And so, guys, we're tied at 24 at the end of 1 in the first quarter. Question becomes, is Landry Shamet going to be able to play in this game? We got to see how what the report is on his ankle. Then on top of that, I'm wondering if Doc is going to play some. And Brandon made a good point. Why isn't Doc playing a Rodney McGruder or Reggie Jackson? Some of these guys that should have been playing. Patrick Patterson can knock down shots, especially from the corner 3, from the 3-point line. So I don't know why they don't have it. Also, I think the Nuggets have moved the ball better than the Clippers have. The Clippers are going too much one-on-one, and they're relying too much on Kawhi Leonard. They need to move the basketball to get good shots. It's going to space the floor if they move the ball. If they don't move the ball, you're bailing out the defense, having them go one-on-one. Because then when you double, the pass is not as crisp, and that gives them the opportunity to force a turnover.
Lewis, I hear a lot of fans like, Real Jimmy Mack, what's good with you, my brother? Appreciate you saying just stopping by to show some support. I appreciate you, Jimmy Mack. But Lewis, I wanted to say this. A lot of fans, myself included, I think you have given some of these players heat, James Harden, Westbrook, for choking when they, they need to step up, choking in these important games. But I think sometimes, I don't know if fans apply that to coaches choking. So we have an issue here where Doc Rivers is a choke-up artist as a coach. I mean, guys, this would be the second time in his career that he allowed the team to come back from 3-1. We got to think about that. And we're quick to say that the player choked, but what about the coach?
Actually, I got to correct you on that. This will actually be the 3rd time that he's blown a 3-1 lead. Because the other time that he did it was when he was with Orlando and he had T-Mac. And they had a 3-1 lead on the Detroit Pistons. So there's that one. Because I remember T-Mac after Game 4 said he's finally getting a chance to play in the second round. He said that so prematurely, he played poorly the next 3 games and Detroit moved on. And that was with Doc as coach. And Detroit was the better team, but you got to find a way to get it done if you go up 3-1. Then you got 2015 on that talented Clippers team, and that team was way more talented than that Orlando Magic team. And they blew a 3-1 lead in where James Harden didn't even determine the outcome in that Game 6. The bench was the reason that the Clippers lost. James Harden sat most of the 4th quarter, and they blew that series. And now you got a talented Clippers team because, remember, he got the credit for coaching a team that had no All-Stars to 48 wins, and everybody said it was his finest coaching job. But now you got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. You got this deep team. Everybody has hyped you up all season as you guys are going to win the championship. You're going to be in the finals. To get all this hype, even if given the circumstances, You lose a 3-1 lead to a Nuggets team that I know what we thought about them before the season started. We saw what happened, and then for them to be in this position, it's kind of like, yo, Doc Rivers is going to get fired. I'm telling you that.
One of the most volatile positions in the league. So Lou Williams putting the moves on, gets it down inside to Montrezl Harrell. Montrezl Harrell gets the foul over Mason Plumlee and the score. So Montrezl Harrell will go to the line to shoot 2. And I like the way Montrezl Harrell is playing right now. He's playing to win. He's taking it hard to the rack. If he keeps this up, that's a good sign for the Clippers because they're going to need him to show up in this game 7. So Montrezl Harrell at the line. See if he can convert on this 3-point play. 2-point lead, 24-26. And Montrezl Harrell hits the free throw. So here comes Monte Morris. Morris bringing the ball down, gives it to Jamal Murray. Murray puts the move on Beverly. The defense by Beverly over to Craig, back to Murray. Murray drives on Beverly, looks for the jumper. Looks at the Plumlee. Plumlee takes it right to the rack. And it looked like he wanted to try to dunk that. Now, one thing about Mason Plumlee, he has always taken that ball hard to the rack. He's known for that. Mason Plumlee is not afraid of contact, so he'll go to the line for 2. And I think that was a great fake pass and move to the line for Mason Plumlee. I don't think he would ever made that, but he damn sure was going up like he wanted to.
Yeah. Oh man, Mason Plumlee kind of faulted that shot right there on that free throw. He kind of like pushed.
Like LeBron James. Remember when LeBron used to lean into?
Yeah. But that was a good call by the ref on that foul on Harrell. He did get all ball, but that left arm was pretty much right on his body that whole time. So that was a good call by the referee. It's those little things that we, sometimes you don't pick up because you're focused on the ball, but it's got to look at those parts of the body. And Montrezl draws another foul. And I told you guys, remember, let's see. And what I'm noticing right now is Denver's having a hard time with the pick and roll with Lou Will and Montrezl because this was their bread and butter last year. And then obviously this year when they were healthy. It's a very lethal combination because both guys are actually, they make the decisions pretty quick when they come off that pick and roll. So defense has got to react. So, but give Montrezl credit. He's been aggressive. He's not sitting back. He's not waiting for things to happen. He's reacting. And that's how Montrezl plays. He's a reactor. He's not a thinker. So once you force him to think is when he gets indecisive. He's a reactor. So he's got to play reactively. That's how he plays.
And Mike Malone needs to talk to his guys. When you got a guy that's crashing those boards like that, he's aggressive. Sometimes step in front of him, pull a charge. Because he's going right at the rack every time. So some of these guys might want to think about starting to pull a charge, try to get that charge on Montrezl Harrell because of that high intensity, drive that he has going to the basket. That's just an idea. I don't know. Maybe Malone will talk to those guys about that. Go ahead, Lewis.
All right, no doubt, man. So 28-25 is the score. Here comes Monte Morris with the basketball. Gives it to Mason Plumlee. Mason Plumlee looking. Gives it to Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray comes off a pick. He waits. Shoots the ball over Kawhi Leonard, but misses the shot. Rebound to Michael Green. Here comes Pat Bev, gives it to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard spins it, stops, gives it to Pat Bev. They swing the ball with Lou, face it, gets to the middle, almost loses the handle, shoots a jump shot, and nice decision by Lou Will getting a great shot right there. He scores. Timeout. Denver Nuggets, 10:51 remaining in this first half. The Clippers are up by 5, 30-25. Now, I got to give Lou Will and Montrezl credit. They're making better decisions right now in this quarter than they really have all series. And they're kind of playing the way that they usually play. And if they can play like that, that does not spell good news for the Denver Nuggets. And at some point, Mike Malone's going to have to get Jokic back in the game because I feel like they play with much better flow when he's in that game. Because when he's not, sometimes they kind of the ball kind of sticks when he's not on the floor.
All right. And the game started when Lewis and I was talking about Doc Rivers. I wanted to make one more point about that guy and some of the problems. Like, guys, coaching, rotation. Just because you have these high-level players, these these marquee players, if you can't figure out how to get those rotations right, that could cause an issue. I'm not trying to pick Doc Rivers apart, but look, there's something that's not right. There's something that he's not doing right. I mean, this is a team, in my opinion, that should have been playing better than they've played all season. If you think about the lineup they've had, so again, I just think that you have to look at coaching when it gets, especially come down to a game 7. That means that it's a battle of the team of attrition, but it's also a battle of coaches as well.
Absolutely. And people were asking, like, I think MTG was asking, who do you think is going to be the X factor in this series? The easy thing will be to say will be Paul George, just because of the star factor, and his life is on, his career is on kind of on the line in terms of can he get to the conference finals with a more talented team that he's the most talented team that he's ever played on. I'm actually going to say Patrick Beverley, because their defense has been terrible this entire series in their losses, and he's been in foul trouble in most of these games. So he has to be able to defend when they need him without getting into foul trouble. And obviously, we could say Kawhi Leonard all we want. I mean, yeah, he's obviously got to step up because, again, all the media hype that he's gotten, same thing with Paul George, they obviously got to step up. But my X factor is Pat Bev. If he can stay on that floor and be the disruptor that he was to Jamal Murray in the beginning of this series, the Clippers can win, because then now Jokic has to do a lot more. And you want Murray scoring to complement Nikola Jokic, and Murray hasn't been great this series, but down the stretch of the last 2 games, Murray's been cooking. So that's why Pat Bev needs to be there at the end of the game to offset him, so that Jokic has more responsibility, and it's going to be tougher if he has to be the one carrying the offense.
And I think on the Denver Nuggets side, the wild card would be Gary Harris.
Yeah.
If Gary Harris steps up for the Denver Nuggets, that pulls pressure away from Jamal Murray and Jokic, because they're double teaming these guys every time. So to pull some attention off of one of those guys, I think Gary Harris needs to step up and do his thing. I think he's the wild card factor for the Denver Nuggets. So I don't want to drag on too long, guys, because we're back to the game. Take it away, Lewis.
All right, man. So here is Jamal Murray passes the ball inside to Mason Plumlee, wide open. He finds an open Michael Porter Jr. for 3. His shot has looked good, but he misses the shot. Torrey Craig gets the offensive rebound. As we got the motorcycle in the background, but the show must go on. So Jamal Murray gives it to Mason Plumlee. Plumlee then gives it right back to Monte Morris. Oh, Kawhi Leonard for a second left him open, but nice spin off of Torrey Craig off of Lou Will. No D. Lou Will. 30-27 is the score. So here comes Lou Will coming back down right side of the court. Dribbles left, gives the ball to Patrick Beverley. He swings it to Kawhi Leonard wide open for 3, and he drains it. Poor rotation by Torrey Craig. Left him wide open. Scores 33-27. Take it away, D.
All right. 6-point lead. Here comes Monte Morris. 10 minutes left in this half. Monte Morris at the top of the key. Dribbles around Kawhi Leonard. Steps back. Free throw shot. Can't hit it. Harold comes down with the rebound. Here comes Patrick Beverley. Gives the ball to Kawhi. Kawhi goes down inside. Passes it in the corner to Lou Williams. Back over to Kawhi. Kawhi dribbles down inside again and kicks it out. And JaMychal Green drains the 3-pointer. So the Clippers starting to feel it, a 9-point lead. The Nuggets better score here, guys. I said, I think the first team that gets 10-point wins. So let's see what happens. Here's Jamal Murray. Murray steps back for the jumper, and Murray puts it through the bottom of the net. 29-26, 7-point lead. Inside to Montrezl Harrell. Nice pass. And Montrezl Harrell is doing it all. 38-29. It's a 9-point lead. And Mike Malone wants to talk about it. Timeout. Denver Nuggets.
This is not a good sign for the Denver Nuggets, man. If they are allowing that, they're getting beat by that pick and roll right now with Harrell. And the key thing is both Lou Will and Montrezl Harrell are being aggressive once they come off that. The Nuggets are going to have to find a way to they're going to have to wait. They're going to find a way. They have to find a way on that pick and roll, on their pick and roll coverages, because it's not looking good. Because right now they're getting whatever they want inside. So they're going to have to make the Clippers beat them from the perimeter. Because if you let the Clippers get into a rhythm, this night is going to end pretty early. So, And Mike Malone's already called 2 timeouts in the second quarter. So I think if the Clippers could play that way, like I said, the Nuggets are going to be in for a long night. So they got to make some adjustments.
Lewis, let me ask you something. What do you think? Okay, so we know that Lou Will, we know he does what he does, but since Shamit went down, they're not going to be able to play him for so long. I mean, he's the hot guy right now. He's the one, he and Montrezl Harrell. But what happens when they have to give these guys a rest, because Kawhi's starting to do his thing, but we haven't seen much from, these other guys. I'm not sure if they're feeling it. So if Lou Williams and Montrezl comes off the floor, what do we have? Zubac has been getting abused by the Joker, so could be one of those flip-flop games like my man Lewis called, He looking good with those two guys on the floor. One of them go sit down and to see the game turn around.
Well, I mean, this is game 7. Usually, sometimes even in games like this, when games are tight, especially when teams are evenly matched through 6 games, you know the story, D. In these kind of games, you find that unsung hero. So my thing is, Doc Rivers has a couple of guys that could be unsung heroes. It just depends on who he goes to coming off the bench. Now,
Right.
With Reggie Jackson, he's not a good defender. We know that, and he has not been in a big game in a long time. Jay pointed that out in the chat, which is true. So that is a problem. Like I said, that's why I said that Patrick Beverley is going to be key defensively, at least at the point guard position, because Lou Will and Reggie Jackson, they're your scoring point guards. Patrick Beverley is your defensive point guard, and he's a knockdown 3-point shooter from the corners. So that's why I said that in terms of the guard matchup with Jamal Murray, it's going to be Patrick Beverley. It's just Doc is going to have to find a way to rest him, especially what, like D said, Landry Shamet, we don't know what the status is going to be on his ankle, and he's another 3-point shooter that they're going to possibly need. And he's not kind of the best defender. And I know the Clippers do it collectively because the strength of their defense is really it's supposed to be their wings and the point guard. But we're going to see what happens, man. But I think Doc is going to have to look for that unsung hero coming off that bench. I think if there's some guys that are going to have to rest, maybe like a Patrick Patterson or Rodney Magruder. You don't know. He's got some guys he could put in there.
Yeah, agreed.
Same thing for the Denver Nuggets as well, because they're just as deep, talented basketball team.
Junior can take over for them, the unsung hero. It could be Jeremy Grant. I mean, they have some guys too.
All right, take it away, D.
All right, Murray pulls up for the 3, and Murray is not feeling it. Okay, here we go. Here comes the Clippers. Can they take that double-digit lead? Kawhi, drive down inside, steps back for the double. Can't hit right off the front of the rim. Jeremy Grant with the rebound gets it to the Joker. Joker calls for the screen. Gives the ball to Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray dribbles around the Joker screen. Stomps. Gets it inside to Nikola Jokic. And Jokic gets the ball smacked away by JaMychal Green. Montrezl Harrell picks it up. Lou Williams shoots the screen, and Lou Williams can't hit. So nobody wants to go up double digits. Here comes Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant, double team. Jeremy Grant cross court to Murray for 3, and Murray drains it. So it's a 6-point lead, guys, back down to 6. I don't think neither of these teams want Lewis or me to be right. Here comes Michael Green, gets it into Harrell, and Harrell fouled again. So Harrell is super aggressive. He's going to the line. He's scoring points, and look for Harrell, man. If Harrell keeps playing like this looks really good for the Los Angeles Clippers, man.
Yo, Kawhi Leonard needs to do a better job because that was terrible defense on his part, not noticing Jamal Murray on the other end of the floor like that and let him get that open 3-pointer. So Kawhi Leonard, man, shame on you. You got to do a better job of seeing the floor on defense. I know good offense could be good defense anytime, man, but that was just poor effort on Kawhi's part. When you're considered the best player, even with your knee injury, I'm sorry. You cannot just give up on a play like that. That's just not good at all. Not good. But this is not also good Montrezl Harrell's drawing a lot of fouls in this second quarter, so that's not a good thing for the Clippers. I mean, for the Nuggets. But he misses another free throw, guys. Another free throw. Those can come back and bite the Clippers. All right, so Torrey Craig has got it. Jokic back in the game. Jokic with the pump fake. Gives it to Jamal Murray, comes off the pick. Jamal Murray hesitates, puts it up, and he puts it in with a nice little push shot in there, and it's a 5-point game. And Michael Porter Jr. with a big mistake drawing another foul. There was no need to foul by Michael Porter Jr. That was a big mistake on his part. Oh, wow. So they're showing two all-time greats in Kiki Vandeweghe and Alex English. Those guys don't get talked about enough, but it's because those guys are offensive players. But I remember that Nuggets, their running gun style, man, those guys put up some big numbers back in their day. Great scores. Great scores. Alex English is argued. Oh, that is actually Alex English. Okay. Didn't recognize. Oh, wow. He's an 8-time All-Star. Great score. Underrated when it came to scoring the basketball. Very underrated was Alex English. All right, Zubac gives the ball to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard crosses, pump fakes, kicks it out. I don't like the way Kawhi Leonard's playing offense. Patrick Beverly shoots the three, but it was way too short. Rebound is to Nikola Jokic. Jokic has got Zubac on him. He should just eat him. Fakes it, and he draws the foul on Zubac. And we know Zubac has a tendency to get into foul trouble. So I was smart by the Joker to draw the foul on Zubac. I was very smart. All right, man, my two favorite numbers, man, 7-11. We got 7-11 remaining in this first half. 39-34 is the score. Marcus Morris comes back in. Who is he subbing out? Oh, he's subbing in for Zubac. D, would you agree? Got to give credit to Montrezl Harrell, man. He came in and played some big minutes in that second quarter.
Right, and I want to see how the Clippers play without him now. So Paul Millsap with the ball gets it to Gary Harris over to Jokic. Jokic working on JaMychal Green. Immediately double team. And Jokic loses the ball. That was a lot of contact, but no call. And Paul George comes down inside and scores. So it's back up to a 7-point game, 41-34. And that was just a missed call by the refs. Here comes Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray gets it over to Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant working on Kawhi Leonard. Jeremy thought about the shot, and Gary Harris dribbles the ball out of bounds. So another turnover by the Nuggets. I think they're up to about 8 now, which they don't have a handle on that.
I think they're at 9 turnovers now.
9, wow. Way too many turnovers with 6 minutes left in this half. Patrick Beverly gets the ball to JaMychal Green. Passes it over to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi drives right down inside in the dunk, and Paul Millsap fell asleep right there. So Clippers back up to a 9-point lead. Here comes Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray out on the wing. Dribbles around the Joker screen, goes right down inside with the floater, and Jamal Murray is feeling that floater. Maybe he should leave that 3-pointer alone. 36-43. Take it away, Lewis.
All right, so just under 6 in the first half. Paul George brings it up to the left side, being guarded by Jeremy Grant, comes back, goes to the middle, splits the defense, puts it up, and nice layup by Paul George, plus the foul. Nice play by Paul George. Very, very smart play by Paul George. Saw the middle of the floor open, did not settle for a 3, split the defense, gets the contact, gets the layup, and won. Nice play by Paul George. And draws a foul on Millsap. And I believe the Nuggets are in the penalty already, and there's 5:49 remaining. But the Clippers have got to hit free throws because they've missed 5 already. Another missed free throw. Oh, this is going to bite them at the end of the game. All right, man. So Nikola Jokic with the basketball. Gives the ball to Jamal Murray. All right, Jamal Murray. And looks like we got a foul on Marcus Morris. The Clippers have missed 5 free throws, ladies and gentlemen. 5. They continue to miss at this rate, and the game is close. Those are going to – we always say this, D, that when you don't hit your free throws early in a close game, they come back to haunt you.
Exactly.
All right, man. So Jamal Murray with the ball. Decides to take a step back 3. Oh, but it rattles in and out. Paul Millsap tried to get the rebound, and we got another loose ball foul. I think this one's going to be on Paul George. Or is it on Kawhi Leonard? Sometimes when the camera always focuses, but – depends on who's talking, but
I think that was on Paul George.
Okay, so good news, guys. You can see Landry Shamet is back right there in the back.
Yep, they took him back there and shot him up with some powerful stuff. And Paul Millsap lose the ball down inside, and it's a jump ball. Like it's going to be Paul Millsap and Jermichael Green for the jump ball.
Both teams. So it looks like Landry Shamet is just hopping up and down just to see if he can get that feel for the ankle, because you know that when you sprain your ankle and you don't move, it tends to stiff up. So you always have to try to keep it loose, man. And that's struggle for any athlete playing either individual or team sport. Anytime you injure your ankle, you have to kind of keep it moving, because the minute you start moving, it starts to get stiff, and then it becomes hard to move, and then it swells up, and then you're in a lot of pain. So
both of these teams, guys, having some issues right now. Clippers seem to be having issues at the free throw line, which is really important. But the Denver Nuggets in these turnovers, man. I mean, as much as the Clippers are missing free throws, they're giving the ball back to them. And I'll tell you what, missing 1 point is a lot different from missing, a whole possession, because you could get 2 or 3 out of that. So Denver's got to clean up those free throws.
And check this out, D. Remember we talked about how the Denver bench outplayed the Clippers bench the last 2 games? Right now, Clippers up on the Nuggets bench 20-8 right now so far in this game.
Wow.
All right, so like D said, it'll be Jermichael Green against Paul Millsap. Let's see who wins this tip. I'm calling in now, D. X Factor for the Clippers, Patrick Beverley. X Factor for the Nuggets, Gary Harris.
Yeah, I agree with that. And if they don't show up, the other team loses.
Depending how the game is.
Yeah.
All right, so the Clippers win the tip. Paul George gets the ball, decides to dribble right on Jokic, gets all the way into the paint, trying to go around him, goes up, and he gets called for the offensive foul with the left arm.
Bad by Paul George. As soon as you get stuck up down there, move the ball, man.
Like, oh, yeah. Come on. That's obvious.
Pass that ball.
That's obvious. Shout out to Road Dog. Appreciate you coming through, man. What's up, man?
He missed the damn shot anyway. Go sit down. I need to sit you down right now.
You see, he's got his 3rd foul. Then I say if Paul George gets in foul trouble, that's going to mess up his rhythm. Here it comes. And we got another foul. And looks like this one's going to be on Jermichael Green.
Yeah, terrible foul by Jermichael Green. Silly foul. He puts Murray, or was it Joker he fouled? Either one, he puts one of those. That was Joker. So he puts the Joker on the line because they're an opponent. So he essentially probably just gives them 2. Joker's a pretty solid free throw shooter. And you're just giving up points doing that,
Right. And Jay makes a good point. Turnovers are important too, because it's true. The more possessions you give a team, the less chance you have to win. But I will say this, even if you give more possessions to the other team has to take advantage. If they don't take advantage of those turnovers, you're still going to have a close game. Now, you can say the other team, yeah, you're very fortunate. But the only way those come back to bite you is if the other team takes advantage. Just like how they got to take advantage on those Clippers missed free throws. So Kawhi Leonard shoots a 3 and he knocks down another one. So Kawhi Leonard starting to heat up. It's a 10-point game. D. It's a 10-point game. 48-38 is the score. Good ball movement by the Clippers. Nice extra pass by Paul Millsap, but Gary Harris can't hit the wide open 3. Here comes Patrick Beverley, gives the ball to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard puts the ball to the ceiling. Oh, nice crossover by Kawhi Leonard. Goes to the rack and he scores. Nice play. It's a 12-point lead for the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard getting aggressive. What do we say, D? It's a double-digit lead. Just like we predicted. Here comes Jokic, gets in the paint. Nice pass, kicks it out to Gary Harris, open for 3, and this time he knocks it down. Nice 3 right there, 50-41. Take it away, D.
All right, so Gary Harris brings it back under 10. Will the Nuggets go back up and take the game? That's my man Lewis's prediction. So we have another foul call, and it's going to be on Patrick Beverley. So back to the line for the Denver Nuggets. And nice aggressive move by Kawhi Leonard to get to the basket. Bad defense by Nikola Jokic. It's like he walked down there and was looking at him. I mean, you got to hustle to that board because Jokic is 7 foot. Oh, he could have got behind Kawhi Leonard, maybe knocked that ball away. All
right, Kawhi Leonard's got 12 points. Patrick Beverley at the free throw line knocks down the free throw. So it's now a 10-point lead again, 51-41. I guess the Clippers wanted that 10-point lead. But do they want the smoke if they want to win this game? This is the third straight game, ladies and gentlemen, that the Clippers have taken a double-digit lead. Keep that in mind. The Nuggets have come back from 16-19 in games 5 and 6. The Clippers are right now up by 10, 51-41. Their biggest lead was 12. All right. So it's an 11-point game, 52-41. Nikola Jokic inbounds the ball to Jamal Murray. Murray lets the ball bounce all the way to the ground. Picks the ball up. Being guarded by Pat Bev. I'm interested to see how Pat Bev guards him. Gives the ball to Jokic. Montrezl Harrell back in the game. So is Lou Will. So they're looking for that energy. All right. Gives the ball to Murray. Switch. Puts it up. Nice floater once again by Murray. Not settling for the jump shot. Taking it to the basket. And again, point guards. Learn the floater. It's a nice shot. All right. 52-43. Lou Will with the basketball. Gives the ball to Kawhi Leonard. Swings it to Marcus Morris Sr. Nice fake. Goes all the way to the right. Oh, he misses the layup, though. It was a nice aggressive move, though. Here comes Gary Harris. Gives the ball to Millsap in transition. Fakes it. Goes to the basket and try to draw the foul, but no. Lou Williams. Oh, gives it to Pat Bev. Pat Bev with the layup, and he scores. I'm surprised he didn't get the foul call. 54-43.
He created the contact. Probably why they didn't give it to him.
Probably. That's right, because he leaned his body in. Yeah, I see. You're right. All right, so Jokic being guarded by Montrezl Harrell. Let's see how they guard him, because one-on-one he can't. All right, there's a double. Kicks it out to an open Jeremy Grant for 3. Oh, but he can't make them pay. Pat Bev with the rebound. Outlet pass to Kawhi Leonard. Catches it. Good job taking it back. Don't try to force anything. Kawhi gets in the post. Well, look at the turnaround, but he misses a shot. I thought that was a little selfish on Kawhi's part.
Great defense on Gary Harris to get in front
of him. That
was
good defense. All right, Murray comes off the screen, shoots a three-pointer, and he drains it. So Murray has showed up in this first half, and we got an 8-point game. 2 minutes and 43 seconds remaining in this first half. It is an 8-point game. 54-46, Clippers up by 8.
Very, very wise timeout, I believe, this time by Doc Rivers, because Jamal Murray's been feeling that floater. Remember, I talked about that earlier. And then he's killing them with that floater. And you don't want this guy to start feeling it from outside, too. So I think that's a good timeout by Doc Rivers. Don't even give this guy a chance to get on fire, because we've seen in that Utah series what Jamal Murray can do when he gets on fire. I mean, this guy's a terror.
And here's the thing that I've noticed. The Clippers, they should really be selectively double teaming Jokic. They should not be trying to double team him every single time, because the Nuggets have the players that can knock down shots. So they really should not be double teaming him every single time he touches the ball just because he gets burned. Because remember, the more that you double him and he kicks it out and those guys start to knock shots down, it's going to be a problem. And D, check this out. I didn't know this until now. Today was Jimmy Butler's birthday. And how about the fact that on his birthday, he gets a win in the Eastern Conference Finals? Game 1.
Yeah.
That's a nice birthday gift.
Bro.
That's a really nice birthday gift. I like how they say it. Jump on the bandwagon. That's a nice little term. Okay, so G Money is right. They do need help because Murray and Jokic, they're doing the job. The rest of the team is only 6 of 17, so they're gonna need the help. All right, take it away, D.
All right, so Lou Will thinks about the 3, kicks it over to Morris. Morris with Millsap on the defense, pulls the ball back out. Here comes Lou Will, and Lou Will loses the ball out of bounds. Tried to dribble on Paul Millsap and step back for the 3, I think, but he lost the ball. So turnover for the Clippers. And Landry Shamet, he got the good, nice shot in the back. And he's back in the game. Jeremy Grant for 3 and in and out. But Gary Harris comes inside and gets the rebound. Passed outside to Millsap for 3, and Millsap can hit another rebound. And I think that Jeremy Grant tried to put that back too soon. He should have came down with it. Montrezl Harrell with the ball. Calling for Lou Will. Gets it over to Lou Will. Lou Will out on the wing to Kawhi. Millsap on the defense. Kawhi dribbles right down inside. And Kawhi Leonard loses the ball off his leg, so another turnover by the Clippers. The Clippers doing everything they can to keep the Denver Nuggets in this game.
And again, Doc Rivers is going to have to keep his players composed as Jamal Murray goes all the way to the basket with the left hand and he scores. So a 6-point game. The Clippers defense getting shaky in these last couple of minutes. So here comes Lou Will. He brings the ball up right side of the court, gives it to Montrezl Harrell. These two guys help the Clippers keep that lead. The bench play was big. Lou Will takes it, shoots it off the glass, shoots it too strong, tries to get the rebound. He can't. In the hands of Gary Harris. He brings it up on the left side. Comes in slowly. Takes it all the way to the basket, goes with the left hand, and he scores. And guys, it's a 4-point game. Remember what we talked about. All right, Kawhi Leonard gives the ball to Montrezl Harrell. Harrell goes to the basket, shoots it off the glass, and he scores again. Montrezl Harrell, man. 12 points him off the bench, 56-50. Here comes Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray going against Landry Shamet. He should really try to be aggressive because of that ankle. All right, gets the Marcus Morris switch. Decides to shoot a tough shot, and he knocks it down. Jamal Murray is on fire right now. 56-52 is the score. Take it away, D.
All right, so we're under a minute, 40 seconds left. Shamet with the ball, kicks it to Lou Will. Lou Will over in the corner to Markieff Morris for three, and in and out. It bounces in and out. Kawhi tried to get the rebound, but it comes down in the hands of Murray. Murray out on the wing. Shamet on the defense. They don't double team Murray. 14 seconds on the shot clock. It's like Murray's going to hold the ball. 10 seconds to shoot. Comes up on Shamet. Murray dribbles down on Shamet. Steps back. And Murray is murder inside. Jamal Murray brings this game down to a 2-point lead with 11 seconds. So no shot clock. Kawhi Leonard has the ball. Clippers will have the last shot. Kawhi Leonard puts up a three. Can't hit. But Montrezl Harrell tried to tip it in, but he gets the ball out to Lou Will, and Lou Will can't drain the three. So 56-54, 2-point lead for the Clippers going into the half. Montrezl Harrell is out of control. Jamal Murray out of control. We got a game, guys.
2-point game in the first half. Scores 56-54. Just a 2-point lead for the Clippers. And just like me and D just talked about, this was a 12-point game not too long ago. And it's a 2-point game just like that. And it happened again at the first half. Now, the Nuggets have owned the third quarter in these games in the last two. So we're going to have to see how the Clippers come out in the third quarter. But what I got to say is this, though. They're going to have to find Jamal Murray's keeping them in this game. He's got 25 points, 20 of the 25 in this quarter, and he's 11-17 from the field. So Jamal Murray's been on fire. So my concern a little bit might be Nikola Jokic if he's cold, but he also could get hot because he did in Game 6 in the second half. But it's that time. It's that time. To the kitchen I go as D talks with the chat, cooking up those stats. Y'all know how I do. I'll be right back.
All right, guys. So SSB, what's up with you, my brother? Appreciate you coming through. Okay, what is wrong with my stream? All right, guys. So, all right. I think I don't know if my stream froze up or not, but I'll have to go check it in a minute. Let me see, Ron. What we got? Ron said, "What up, Jermaine? Grantham in the building. What's up, Jermaine?" Jay Jefferson, what's buzzing, cousin? He said, if I'm the Clippers, I'm disappointed right now. Well, you know, both teams have had their issues, to tell you the truth. Like I said, the turnovers and the missed fouls. And so both of those teams have some things to talk about in the locker room and clean up. With the amount of turnovers that the Denver Nuggets have, I would be disappointed if I was them as well, because you got to take care of that ball to win games. You got to keep the team off the foul line, which is a problem the Clippers are having. You know, so and missing free throws, that's huge too. So, man, you kind of cleaned it up. My keys to victory is stop fouling so much, Clippers, and hit the damn free throws. And for the Denver Nuggets, take care of the ball. Outside of that, it's a 2-point game. So you got to believe that these teams are pretty evenly matched right now. But they both have to clean up those things if they plan on winning. So let's eat our meal. What you got for us, Lewis?
All right, man. I got some nice steamy numbers for you guys. All right, 2-point game in the first half. Again, Jokic and Murray are doing it. And I know G Money said that Jokic needs to step up. No, he stepped up. He's already on triple-double pace. He's got 10 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. So he's done the job. It's the rest of the team because Jamal Murray carried the Nuggets in that second quarter. And like I just said, he had 20 of his 25 in the second quarter. Now, can Jamal Murray keep that up? Because he's pretty much struggled in this series. He's below 20 average, but he's already got 25 in the first half, so he's already on pace to get close to 50. And then Gary Harris chips in with 7. But all the other Nuggets are struggling right now. Michael Porter Jr. has no points in 8 minutes. Torrey Craig and Grant have 4 apiece. Paul Millsap hasn't scored in 16 minutes, and Monte Morris only has 3. So they're going to have to so Mike Malone himself is going to have to figure out how to get those other guys involved. And then for the Clippers, it's been Kawhi Leonard and Montrezl Harrell. Montrezl Harrell with 12 off the bench. Paul George has got 7, but he's in foul trouble. So if I'm the Nuggets, I would get aggressive and try to take Paul George out of the game. Because remember, when Paul George gets in foul trouble, yeah, he struggles when he doesn't shoot the ball well, but he struggles even more when you get him in foul trouble. It disrupts his rhythm. All right. So going to the stats here. Both teams shooting well. The Nuggets went up to 50%, but the key to that was Jamal Murray's explosive second quarter. The Clippers kind of struggled a bit to end that second quarter, and they are down to 46%. 3-pointers, both teams not shooting great, but the Clippers are better at 33%, 6 of 18, while the Nuggets are only 5 of 20. Free throws, Nuggets are 87%. The Clippers are at 66, but that's because they've missed 4 of their free throws. Clippers have gotten to the line 4 more times. The Clippers have been out-rebounded by 5, but offensive rebounds are even, so both teams are getting second shot opportunities. The Clippers have actually shared the ball better than the Nuggets have, 13 assists to 9. So Mike Malone's going to have to emphasize ball movement in the second half. Each team with a block. Clippers have 4 steals, which can explain why the Nuggets have 10 turnovers. They have 10 turnovers to the Clippers 6, so the Nuggets have got to take better care of the ball. And then points in the paint, they're just about even. Both teams are doing a poor job with their penetration, allowing penetration right now. And the Clippers have a 2-point edge here, 28-26 in the paint. And guys, those are your first half stats, man, for this Basketball Live. 56-54, Clippers up 2. So we got a tight one, man. It's a tight burner. And salute to Jermaine. Appreciate you coming through in the building. Number 3 seed Denver Nuggets against number 2 seed Los Angeles Clippers, man. Let's get it. Oh, yeah. So let's see what's going on in the chat. Jay says the Clippers have to do everything in their power to make sure that Jamal Murray does not have the ball in his hands. Get it out of his hands and make somebody else beat you. That's facts, because Jamal Murray's the best player other than Jokic on the team. G Money says Murray may get 45 or even 50, but the bench needs to chip in. I'm going to be interested to see what Doc's defense is going to look like in the second half and how the Clippers come out to start the third quarter. Because this time, it's not the Clippers up by 16 or even 19. The Clippers did have a double-digit lead, but it wasn't like a crazy stretch. It was just 12. So now, but this is the third straight game that they've had a double-digit lead. So the third quarter is going to tell me a lot about the Clippers on how they come out and impose their will on the Nuggets to start that third quarter. Jermaine doesn't want the Lakers to win, man. He wants them to lose so bad. I mean, that is a good point, Jay. Utah did try that. But like I said, I got to see how the Clippers set the tone in the third quarter, and Kawhi's got to set that tone, though. Yeah, Utah really doesn't have an offense. Jay's right about that. It's just give the ball to Donovan Mitchell and watch him go to work. There was no Bogdanovich, but hey, man, Mike Conley was a disappointment, and it was what a lot of people were saying, and I came to the conclusion that Mike Conley was what he was. Yeah, because the East teams, they have it's like I said before, like when the Raptors were there and the Bucks were there, the problem is, again, the Raptors, their issue is they don't have a superstar. In a game 7, in a 7-game series, you need that superstar for Toronto. They didn't have it. That's why they lost. They should have lost earlier, but that was more so on Boston. And then if you look at Miami, they lack a superstar, but they got a great defense. It's like all 4 of those teams in the East, they have the defense and they have the versatility to really bring it to teams like LA, to the Lakers. Oh yeah, we know. Yeah, Jay, I know. Who do you think the Lakers should want in the Western Conference Finals? The question is, if the Lakers are that good, it shouldn't matter for them. They face who they want to face. It's all about you got to beat the best. You got to beat the best to become the best. It's like my man Ric Flair said, man, in order to be the man, you got to beat the man. So if the Lakers are going to get this NBA championship, they got to earn it.
Sorry about that. I forgot to plug the one computer up and my stream went down. I was looking at the stream because I got it on my phone. So I just shut everybody out. We had a nice crowd over there. Hopefully they come back to the new one.
All right. All right, man. They're just showing that first half between the Heat and the Celtics. That huge block by Bam. My mistake, Jay. I didn't know that Jimmy's birthday was yesterday. Okay. I thought it was today. They just said birthday boy Jimmy, but I see now. His birthday was yesterday. All right, but again, nice little birthday gift, man. The day after, big win for the Heat. The second half will be starting after a couple of commercial breaks. Kawhi Leonard is doing his thing so far, so I'm just questioning him defensively. He's going to have to step up defensively if they're going to win too. Yeah, that's right. Boston and Miami, they have that swarming defense. Yep. They have that swarming defense. Absolutely. Absolutely. G Money says if the game can stay close, I think Denver could steal that game. It's crazy, man, because it's like I feel like this could be anybody's. The reason that I'm still sticking with the Clippers is because again, the LA versus LA matchup, that's just going to create that money, man. Unless if they really could care less and decide to put the Nuggets there, but the Nuggets are no match for the Lakers. Absolutely no match. I'd be shocked if they will win that series because, again, who's going to stop Anthony Davis? And the thing is, the Lakers have the bigs to give Jokic a lot of problems. And Jokic has struggled against the Lakers this season. Shout out to Ryan, man. Salute to you, bro. That's tough, man. I think Miami has a chance to get there, but I don't see them winning the championship. If they face a team like the Lakers, I don't see them winning because Kelly Olynyk isn't going to stop Anthony Davis. Miami doesn't really have bigs. Miami's really not a big team. But I can see Miami getting to the finals, though.
Yep. It's going to be a hard battle.
I just don't think they're going to. Yeah, they got a good swarming defense for sure. And Bam is only their real true big. Olynyk is really more perimeter oriented, and he's not a defender. He's just there to stretch the floor. Shout out to Chum. Appreciate you coming through. He says the Clips are really disappointing me right now. I mean, they've been disappointing the last 2 games, but I think in this game 7, like I said, the second half is really going to say more. I think, yeah, it is a 2-point game. They kind of blew a 12-point lead a little bit, but it's like when you look at the construction of the Clippers, you got to look at a lot of the guys who can't defend on this team. Reggie Jackson, Lou Will, so that's the guards right there. Patrick Beverley's the best defender of the 3. When you look at the guards, Landry Shamet is not really that good of a defender. Patrick Patterson, no. Jermichael Green, no. Montrezl Harrell, yes, coming off the bench, but if you put him in pick and roll, he struggles to guard the perimeter, so that's a problem. Either the pop or the roll man, so that there's an issue. So your strongest defenders are your 1, 2, and 3 spots. Yeah, this is the best chance for the Lakers. I do agree. Yeah, no. Here's the thing, though. Even if they're giving the Clips all this trouble, again, who is the Lakers have the bigs to give Jokic problems that the Clippers don't really have. But the thing is also, though, why did you sign Joakim Noah if you weren't going to use him? Because I thought, see, you can't just say, oh, we're saving him for the Lakers, but you're having this much trouble against the Nuggets. If you don't get by them, then his signing didn't mean anything. You can't use him for the Lakers because you'll be going home. So that's why I said that Doc really should have really thought about his rotations and see when Harrell and Lou Will were struggling, go to some other guys to see what you can get. You shorten your rotations, but if you see something's not working, you got to try something else. It's called making adjustments. That's what the great coaches do. Yeah, all those guys are liabilities defensively. Yep. And the thing is, Kawhi has looked a step slow defensively, and to me, he's looked a little bit lazy too. Not just a step slow. I mean, there's times he didn't even want to guard Luka Doncic, and I'm like,
yeah,
like that just doesn't cut it for me. Kawhi Leonard. Go ahead.
Check it out. They just put a graphic up. Game 4, Utah 50. Game 6 in Utah 50, and he's halfway there tonight, guys. 25 points. Jamal Murray.
And notice he's starting to kind of trash talk a little bit Marcus Morris, you see, and that's what I said. Doc has got to keep these guys composed because Marcus Morris got into it with Paul Millsap. Take it away, D. We're back. Started the 3rd quarter.
All right. Patrick Beverley at the top of the key gets the ball into Paul George. Nice pass by Paul George to Zubac for the dunk. So the Clippers come out and score right away, 58-54, just starting this 3rd quarter. And here comes the Denver Nuggets. Joker gets the ball over to Grant. Grant with Paul George on the defense. Looking for Murray. Gets the ball to Murray over to Joker. Joker fakes the 3 and loses the ball. Paul Millsap dives on the floor. He can't get it. Here comes Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi fakes the 3. Kicks it to Morris. Back over to Kawhi for the 3. And Kawhi can't hit. In a hustle by Patrick Beverley with the floater inside. And Beverley can't hit. So Gary Harris comes down with the ball. Kicks it ahead to Murray. Murray, stop, 3, in and out. Kawhi with the rebound. Throws the pass ahead to Morris. Good defense by Jamal Murray and Gary Harris to pick up. And Patrick Beverley left all alone at the top of the key, and he makes them pay for it. 61-54, 7-point lead. Take it away, Lewis.
All right, the Clippers off to a solid start. Let's see how they finish the 3rd quarter. All right, so Gary Harris gives the ball to Nikola Jokic. 61-54. Murray comes off the screen, and we got an offensive foul on Paul Millsap. And I told you guys, I had to see how the 3rd quarter was going to start, and the Nuggets look a little shaky right now, even though it is early. So the Clippers have come out guns blazing right now, and they lead 61-54, excuse me. All right, so Pat Bev gives the ball to Kawhi Leonard, being guarded by Jeremy Grant. His defense has got to step up on Kawhi Leonard. I have not liked the way he's played defense on Kawhi. All right, so Kawhi gets the ball, sees a double, gives it to Pat Bev. Pat Bev dribbles, gets into the paint. Murray Garden, Patrick Beverley. Wow, he got actually fouled, but did not get the call, so they turn it over. Here comes Murray. Murray, wow, kicks it open to a wide open Jeremy Grant, and he knocks down the 3. 61-57 is the score. Zubac inbounds the ball to inbounds the ball to Patrick Bev. My mistake. gives the ball to Zubac. Zubac looking, gives the ball to Paul George, gets a screen. Paul George dribbles, gets into the paint. That was a terrible play by Paul George. He was wide open and decided to pass it in traffic. That was just not smart. He turns it over. Jokic puts the ball on Zubac, double, gives it to Gary Harris. Nice cut to the basket, and just like that, it is a 2-point game like that. 61-59. Take it away, D.
Here comes Kawhi Leonard back and forth. These guys. Kawhi steps back, thought about the three, kicks it to Morris. Morris at the top of the key. Switch up, has Joker on him. Morris dribbles down on Joker, pulls up for the jumper inside, but can't hit Joker with the rebound. And Jamal Murray will bring it down for the Denver Nuggets. 2-point game, guys. Jamal Murray with the ball in his hand. Patrick Beverly on the defense. Dribbles around Patrick Beverly. Steps back, kicks it to Joker. Joker thinks about the three, pulls the ball back. Joker gets it to Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant will put up the three, and Jeremy Grant starting to feel it. And here we go. Denver Nuggets back on top by 1. Doc Rivers wants to talk about it.
Man, oh man. And Denver like that takes a lead yet again. And remember, Clippers had a double-digit lead. It wasn't as big as games 5 and 6, but they had another double-digit lead. They decided to go up 12. And like I said before, they came back and took the lead. But it is early. So that is the difference, though. It is early. Let's see how the Clippers was falling.
Guys, remember, Lewis and I, we just said that both of these teams, Lewis mentioned the Clippers and then I mentioned the Nuggets, both of these teams have guys that can come off that bench and step up and give you some good play. You know, Jeremy Grant can definitely do that. Michael Porter Jr. can definitely do that. On the other side, you got Lou Wills, Landry Shamet. So these guys have depth on their team, and Jeremy Grant is feeling it right now.
Yep. And it's like we mentioned before, the only way that the way that Denver's going to win is Jamal Murray just can't carry this team. And I said before that Jokic and him are doing their thing. It's just Jamal's been carrying the scoring load while Jokic is doing the all-around game. Jeremy Grant's hit 2 threes to start this third quarter. So they get a reliable third scorer. You know, the Lakers are going to be in trouble. Not the Lakers, excuse me. Clippers are going to be in trouble, excuse me. And remember, this is with Paul Millsap not having scored a point. Michael Porter Jr. is also scoreless. And yet the Denver Nuggets lead by 1. So if you're the Clippers, yeah, this is disappointing and you got to be a little bit concerned, even if there's plenty of time and it's only a 1-point lead.
Oh, my man, Triple J, Ernest. What's up, Ernest? IBT, Boxing Truth, and Soccer Training Club in the building. Appreciate you guys coming through. I had to reset the stream. I let my doggone computer die, but that's all right. We back again. Basketball Live with Lewis and D.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. And the next game we're going to be doing is going to be the Heat and Celtics in Game 2. Didn't get the chance to do Game 1 because this Game 7 is just too important right now. So, and that Heat Celtics game was a great game, by the way. But we will be back for that Game 2 on Thursday. So make sure y'all pull up for that one. That one's going to be a nice game. I believe whoever wins this game, I think the Lakers and them play on Thursday, I think. So whoever wins this, they only got less than 48 hours to prepare against the Lakers. The Lakers would have been well rested to play whoever they're going to play, whether it's the Clippers or whether it's going to be the Nuggets. And in the chat, Jermaine says, another thing I don't like, that excuse that the Clips are waiting for the Lakers. I never heard of a championship caliber team doing that. You got to play who you playing first. Yeah, you got to deal with the team that's in front of you first. You can't be talking about how you get. See, that's what I heard all season. And it's like, but the thing is, you got the feeling that the Clippers will find a way to get it together. But it's like they've been lazy defensively. That's for one. They've been blowing leads. Let's not forget, they were blowing leads against even the Dallas Mavericks in that first round. And I just feel like Doc has been doing a terrible job with his coaching. Like D said, you know, we get on these players choking, but same thing with coaches. Remember, guys, Doc loses this game. 3-3-1 leads he would have blown in his coaching career. Take it away, D.
All right, Kawhi Leonard with the ball. Steps back on the jumper. over Grant and can't hit. Paul Millsap comes down with the rebound. Good box out by Nikola Jokic. Zubac complaining a little, but no worries. Here comes Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray gets it down to Joker. Joker working on Zubac. Back over to Jamal Murray. Back to Joker. Good give and go by Jamal Murray and Joker puts it in. 64-61, 8 minutes, 16 seconds left in the third. Here comes Paul George. Gets it over to Kawhi Leonard. Good defense by Gary Harris. A nice feed by Kawhi Leonard to Zubac to get down inside for the score. 63-64, 1 point game. Here comes Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray with Paul George on the defense. Gives the ball to Gary Harris. Gary Harris has Reggie Jackson in front of him. He stepped in for the Clippers. Jamal Murray with the ball at the top of the key. Passes it to the Joker. 5 on the shot clock. Paul Millsap steps back behind the three-point line, but he can't hit. And Paul George flops around a little bit. No call. Here comes Paul George. Paul George passes it over to Reggie Jackson. Back to Paul George. When we got a screen, Paul George gets the switch. Has Gary Harris on him. Tries to back Gary Harris down. 5 seconds to shoot. Inside to Kawhi. Kawhi got the ball tipped, and Murray bringing the ball down. Gives it to Millsap over in the corner to Jeremy Grant. He has Paul George on the defense. Passes it up top to the Joker. Joker gets it to Jamal. Jamal inside to Joker. They give and go again. Joker can't hit when he gets his own rebound outside to Murray. The ball did hit the rim, so they put 14 seconds on the shot clock. Jamal Murray dribbles down inside. And nice hand by, looked like Markieff Morris to interrupt that pass. Paul George with the ball. Paul George dribbles around the Zubac screen, kicks it to Morris. Over in the corner to Reggie Jackson for 3. Jackson can't hit. Nice tip over to Millsap by Jamal Murray. Well, Millsap slows it down, brings it back behind the wing, and gets fouled by Reggie Jackson.
And guys, if you see on the screen already, the game was tied at 24 apiece in the first quarter. Clippers scored a little bit by 2, but look at that. It's already, the Nuggets have outscored the Clippers already in this third quarter after the Clippers got off to the quick 5-0 start. All right, so Jamal Murray gets the inbound, and he knocks down the 3. So the Nuggets go up by 4, 67-63. Here come back the Clippers, man. Zubac. Then gives the ball to Reggie Jackson. Reggie Jackson crosses over on Jamal Murray, gets all the way to the middle, puts up the floater, but the ball is short. Tap. Who wants it? It's Jokic. Here come the Nuggets. Oh, wow. Jamal Murray with the basketball. Jamal Murray goes behind the back. Jokic sets the screen. He kicks it out to an open Gary Harris for 3, and he drains it. And just like that, it's a 7-point lead for the Denver Nuggets. We got 5:50 remaining in this third quarter. The Nuggets are starting to pull away in this third quarter. And that's all, Doc. That's all you got, man? Let's go. Let's go. Clippers, what are you made of? Let's see. All right, Kawhi Leonard. Wow, kicks it out to Jermichael Green. Jermichael Green gets inside, shoots a 2-point range on the playoff sign, and he knocks it down. 70-65 is the score. All right, coming back down the other end, Jamal Murray brings the ball back up. Paul George trying to guard him. Kicks it out to Millsap. Millsap shoots the straight on 3, and he drains it. Millsap's first point of the game. Couldn't have come at a better time. 73-65. Here comes George. Goes behind the back, gets into the post, and we got a foul call on Gary Harris. They're trying to say that Paul, oh, wow, put up a chicken sign? Uh-oh. Trying to say the Clippers don't want it right now. Man, the Clippers defense just been terrible these last few possessions right now. And it's starting to feel the pressure. All right, so Harold with the ball, gives it to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard gets in the paint, and he draws a foul. So he'll go to the line to shoot 2. Right now, the Nuggets are 5 of 6 from the 3 ball in the third quarter, while the Clippers are only 1 of 3. If you look at the Nuggets' last 2 games, the story has been the second half as where they won. Kawhi Leonard shoots a jump shot, knocks it down. 6-point game, 73-67. Take it away, D.
All right, man. 73-67. It is the Denver Nuggets up by 6, 4 minutes, 50 seconds into this third quarter. And here comes Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray drives down inside, kicks it back out to Millsap. Give and go. Millsap, Murray. Murray out on the corner. Murray steps back behind the three-point line, puts it up, but right off the side of the rim. Kawhi Leonard with the rebound. Passes it ahead to Lou Will. Lou Will drives down inside and loses the ball, gets his own rebound, and kick ball by Jamal Murray. So 16 on the shot clock, still the Denver Nuggets ball. 4 minutes, 30 seconds left in the third quarter. 6-point game, guys. 73-67. Nuggets on top. Murray gets the ball into Montrezl Harrell. Harrell working on the Joker. Harrell with the move inside. And no cigar. Joker with the excellent defense. Here comes the Joker. Out on the wing. Hands the ball off to Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray tied up by Lou Will. Murray dribbles around the screen, gets it in the Joker. Back outside to Paul Millsap for another three, and he puts it in. 66-67, and 9 points by Denver. And a kickball by Joker to block that entry pass by Kawhi Leonard. So, guys, the Denver Nuggets are starting to feel it from the three-point line. Paul Millsap hitting. Gary Harris hitting. Jeremy Grant hitting. All right, here's Lou Will. Pass the ball into Kawhi. Nice move by Kawhi. He can't get the score. It's knocked out by the Denver Nuggets. So 9 seconds to shoot. Clippers will retain possession. Denver Nuggets, he stepped up on the defensive effort. And Lou Will out on the corner. 2 to 3, and Lou can't hit. Joker comes down with the rebound. Could my man Lewis be right? The first team to score, the other team comes back and win by double digits. And here comes the Nuggets with a chance to go up by double digits. Jamal Murray, double teamed out on the wing. Gets it into Jeremy Grant, right down inside. The Harris back up top to Joker for 3. Joker can't hit. Paul George with the rebound. So here comes the Clippers. Paul George thinks about dribbling inside. Good defense by Murray. Paul George gets the switch. Jermichael Green passes it over to Lou Will. Lou Will with the Joker on him. Goes down inside. Passes it out to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi outside to Jermichael Green. Good ball movement. Paul George for 3. And Paul George bottom of the net. And a timeout by Mike Malone. 76-70. 2 minutes, 55 seconds in this third quarter. And these teams are balling, guys.
Oh, man. Jay says, you know who LeBron pulling for. It's a 6-point game. That's right. Jay says the Pistons had no business winning that 2003 series versus the Doc Rivers-led Magic. Oh, yeah, we know. I said that. That was the very first 3-1 lead he had. And I said that T-Mac was counting his chickens before they hatched and said it was finally good to feel like to go to the second round. And they lost the last 3 games on a team that they should have beat. And Jermaine says Denver's like Jason Voorhees, man. They won't go away. The Lakers will have their hands full if they meet. I mean, I would say that, but for some reason, I don't think Denver is gonna play the Lakers as well as I think that they would. It's not that they're not capable of. It's like I said again, the Lakers have the bigs to slow down Jokic. When you have a JaVale McGee, he doesn't even have to play a lot of minutes. And again, that Anthony Davis and LeBron factor. Who's gonna guard those 2 players? Now, you will say that the Lakers are gonna have to get some consistent shooting. They've gotten it so far against the Blazers and against the Rockets. Can they do it again in the Western Conference Finals? That remains to be seen. But still, I just don't think – I think that the Nuggets, as deep as they are, I don't think it's a good matchup against the Lakers in terms of that interior. Their defense is going to have to be even better than it was against the Clippers to beat them, even if they're giving the Clippers problems. It's just the Clippers are looking a little bit kind of overrated right now with all the hype that they've got because – they were to be prepared for the Lakers. But again, it's a 6-point game, so there's still plenty of time left. We got 2:55 remaining in this third, and we got 12 minutes in the fourth. That's 14 minutes and 55 seconds of basketball. Plenty of time. G-Money says the Nugs up 6, but they need to get a double-digit lead by the fourth quarter. the Clippers look a little shaky? Yeah, that was a huge streak. But again, the Clippers, when they move the ball, man, they're very effective. Once they start to go one-on-one is when they let teams back into the game. They have to continue to move the basketball. That's how they're going to get great shots. You saw that 3 by Paul George. It was off a great ball movement. They didn't try to force anything. They moved the ball, and they got a great shot. That's how you're going to get back into this game, but that's also how you're going to maintain leads. You have to move the basketball because that keeps the defense honest. And what you're forcing the defense to do, instead of bailing out the defense, you're forcing the defense to rotate when you move the ball. So if you're the Clippers, you got to move the ball. But obviously, you got to play some goddamn defense too. Because the Nuggets have done a good job moving the ball in this third quarter. They've got 6 threes. There's a reason why they're up right now. So they were up by as many as 9. You know, as we come back, we got 2:55 remaining, but this is shaky times for the Clippers right now because they're down 6. And Jokic is doing a great job with his passing. Pick and roll. Look at all the spacing. He's got options. And he faked the pass to Paul Millsap to give it to Gary Harris for 3. So look at all the options that Jokic just has. Once you put him in that pick and roll, they're so worried about him scoring that you're forgetting about Gary Harris and the Paul Millsaps, all those other guys, because they're starting to step up in the second half. Because they know Murray and Jokic are the 2 best players. Shout out to Jokic. Oh, wow, beautiful play. See, once again, pick and roll. Jokic flashes to the middle, passes to Jeremy Grant for the dunk, 78-70. Take it away, D.
All right, what a play. Here comes Lou Will, gets the ball to Paul George. Paul George fouled by Nikola Jokic. But Joker's starting to feel it, man. And, you know, when this guy starts passing that ball around like that and his team are scoring, this is a hard team to beat, guys. Really hard team to beat. All right. So Lou Will with the ball at the top of the key. Calls for the Herald. Screen, sorry. And out of the corner, Jermichael Green for 3. Can't hit. Nikola Jokic comes down with the ball. Can't wait to travel there. Jokic took a step before he put that ball down.
Mm-hmm.
Here comes the Joker. Passes it to Gary Harris. Gary Harris working on Lou Will. Gary Harris down inside, gets the ball blocked, but he gets his own rebound on the ground. And that looked like.
Is that a foul?
Okay.
Are they going to call a loose ball foul?
Yeah, it was a foul on Jeremy Grant, but I don't like that call because it looked like to me that Montrezl Harrell fouled him.
Did he just – hold on, let me see.
Well, Jeremy Grant fell, and he was getting up, okay? I don't know. He cut that leg out. I can't tell, but, you know, sometimes even incidental contact or foul is a foul. So that was a foul by Jeremy.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Incidental or not, it was still a foul. But I don't like the no call on the ref. Montrezl Harrell bodied him going for that steal. To me, that was a foul.
And that's a huge foul from Grant. That's his fourth foul.
Driving down inside, kicks it out to Jermichael Green, over to Kawhi. Kawhi back in the corner to that was George in the corner to Kawhi Leonard. Jermichael Green with the offensive rebound and putback. So it's a 6-point game, 72-78. 1 minute, 25 seconds left in this third. Monte Morris with the ball. Out on the wing. Monte Morris gets the ball into the Joker. Joker, give and go pass and a foul by Kawhi Leonard. Looks like he tripped Monte Morris up there.
Shout out to Yosef. My day's going well. Hope your day is going well too. Jermaine says Skip is on Twitter disgusted by the Clippers' performance because we already know his beef with LeBron. So he was banking on the Clippers to win, but even he's admitted that the Clips have looked terrible. And like I said, we already know if Shannon Sharp and Nick Wright see the Clippers lose this game, they gonna ride this all the way out to LA. All right, so Gary Harris with the basketball gives it to Jokic. Jokic shoots a shot late in the shot clock, misses the 3. That was actually good, very good Clippers defense, probably the best I've seen in a while. All right, so Jermichael Green gives the ball to Sweet Lou. Lemon Pepper Lou Wings. Dribbles to the left side. Dribbles into the screen. Goes around Michael Porter Jr. Goes for the layup, but he can't hit. And Lou Will is struggling right now. Missed another easy layup. Here comes Jokic. Dribbles on the right side. Gives the ball to Monte Morris. Monte Morris dribbles. Good ball movement. Gives it to Torrey Craig from Gary Harris. Was being guarded by Paul George. Paul George then gives the ball to Jokic in the post. Beautiful, nice give and go. And Paul George falls asleep again. And it's 80-72. Take it away, D.
Wow. Jokic is killing them. So Montrezl Harrell with the ball at the top of the key. Gets the ball over to Lou Will. Lou Will back inside to Montrezl, who goes hard to the rack. And he's fouled. And that's number 4 on Nikola Jokic. Luckily for him, it's only 19 seconds left in the third quarter, but let's see here. Yeah, that's a foul, Joker. No need for you to cry about that. You got your forearm down in his back. So
it's amazing how these players foul and they just consistently complain when you're obviously putting your hands on the offensive player. It just, I know you want to get away with it, but it's like, no, man. It's like, and the thing is, I don't like those kind of fouls neither, because the way you push, like, especially when a player's in the air like that, that could be, it's dangerous. And the thing is, Jokic just have an effect on the game. He has a triple-double, guys. 19 points, I believe it's 11 rebounds and 11 assists. So he's really impacted that ball movement. I think Leonard is having a horrible game defensively more than offensively. I kind of figured he probably might struggle in Game 7. I mean, you obviously got to step up offensively, but I think his defense hasn't been great. Paul George's defense hasn't been good neither, which is why they find themselves down 6. Take it away, D.
All right. So Jamal Murray almost with a 5-second violation. Intense defense by Montrezl Harrell, tried to get the steal on Plumlee. No cigar. 11 seconds to shoot. Monte Morris with the ball. Very physical is Jamal Murray and Patrick Beverly. Morris with the ball. Turnaround jumper, Morris. And bounces around and goes in. So the Nuggets will end the third quarter 82-74, 8-point lead. Can the Nuggets hold on to win this game and go to the Western Conference Finals? Or will the Clippers dig in and come back and take it away from them? We shall see. Off to a commercial break.
And guys, this is concerning if you're the Clippers, because the Nuggets are now up to 53% from the field, and the Clippers are down to 41%. On top of that, the Nuggets were struggling from 3 worse than the Clippers. The Nuggets hit 6 threes in that third quarter. They finished 6 out of 8 from 3 in the third, and they pushed their 3-point percentage up to 36, while the Clippers are down to 32% from the 3-point line, which is dangerous. Fortunately for them, they've been able to score in the paint, and it's only an 8-point game. But they lost the game in the third quarter. Now, the question is, like I said before, can the Clippers now come back and finish this game off on the Denver Nuggets? We're going to have to wait and see. The only thing is the Nuggets have not had a double-digit lead in this game, whereas the Clippers have. The Nuggets have been up by as many as 9. So we'll see what the Clippers are made of, man. This is Game 7, fourth quarter. We're going to see what happens.
Yeah, man. Wow. What does this mean for Doc Rivers if they lose this? Steve Ballmer's going to fire him.
Yeah.
I don't think Ballmer cares about your legacy or, who you are. Steve Ballmer's going to let you go, buddy, if you don't at least make the finals. I think if he doesn't make the finals, I don't even think getting past this game is enough. I think he has to beat the Lakers too and make the finals. If they lose the finals, that's one thing, but they're going to have to get there. I think Doc Rivers is going to get ink slip.
And guys, make sure you like the video as you guys come in. Also, man, for obviously, for Lewis Sports Network and at Speaking My Sports Talk as well. Okay. Oh, actually, no. Nikola Jokic has got 12 points, 19 rebounds, and 11 assists, and Jamal Murray's got 28 points. He only hit 1 3, and that was in the third quarter. And the thing is, also, Jeremy Grant stepped up and hit some threes, and so did Paul Millsap, because Millsap was scoreless. The problem is, though, Jeremy Grant picked up his 4th foul, and Jokic has got 4. So if Jokic ends up fouling out, that's huge, because now you take away his ability to pass out of the post and pass out of the pick and roll, which is going to clog the spacing for the Nuggets. And now Jamal Murray is going to have to be forced to score. And, can Jamal Murray carry that throughout the game if Jokic somehow ends up fouling out? So just to keep that in mind. And by the way, faithful baller, Montrezl Harrell and Kawhi Leonard have the same amount of points, 14. Which is concerning because Paul George is low-key choking again because he's only got 10 points. He's only got 10 points. I mean, the Clippers have a little bit more balance because their bench has actually scored the rock, especially with Montrezl Harrell. He's played huge. But Lou Williams has only got 4 points in 17 minutes of play. That's concerning. That is concerning. Yeah, Doc. What's up, Doc? What's up, Doc? Yeah, look, you got outscored by 10 in the third quarter, and the Nuggets get the ball to start the fourth. All right, so Monte Morris gets the dribble handoff, and we got a foul. Oh, no, we got an offensive foul, and the Clippers will get the ball back. I'm interested in
that foul on? That Porter or Grant?
That might have been Porter, I think.
Yeah.
All right, Patrick Beverley with the ball. Clippers down 8. Let's see what they're made of. Paul George gets open in the corner for 3, but he misses the shot. Rebound is to Torrey Craig. Here comes Jamal Murray. Can the Nugget? Oh, Michael Porter Jr. gets left wide open for 3, and luckily for the Clippers, he missed that shot. Another poor breakdown defensively by the Clippers. Paul George bounces the ball to Montrezl Harrell. Montrezl looking for Paul George. Paul George juggles it. Paul George gets into the paint. Paul George puts it up, but he overshoots a layup and he misses. Already 0 for 2. Kawhi Leonard can't be ducking smoke, and we got a foul on Patrick Beverley. 82-74, early part of the fourth. Kawhi Leonard's got to want this basketball. I mean, the Clippers need to move the ball, but Kawhi's got to have an impact scoring the ball in this game. They can't go down with Kawhi Leonard deciding being back, man. It's not working. All right, Jamal Murray with the ball, being guarded by Montrezl Harrell. Let's see how this matchup goes. Jamal Murray decides to take the one bounce, shoots a jump shot, but he misses the shot. Rebound is to Patrick Beverley. Clippers have got to score here. Nikola Jokic just played 33 minutes, guys. All right, so the ball is passed from JaMychal Green. Kawhi Leonard takes a step-back jumper, but he misses. Clippers already 0 for 3. So here's Jamal Murray. Can the Clippers rely on their defense when their offense isn't falling? That's been their issue in the second half. So let's see if it bites them in the butt or it actually is a turnaround for them. All right, so Mason Plumlee and the Clippers will get the ball back, but the Clippers have got to take advantage of their turnovers. Denver's already turned the ball over 3 times in this quarter. Take it away, D.
Wow, man. I'm just interested in some of these calls these coaches make. I mean, look like the momentum drew that ball out of bounds, which it wouldn't be Plumlee. Okay, Kawhi Leonard cross-court passes to Michael Green, who drives down that side and tries to get the slam, but he can't. The ball rebounds all the way in the back court to Paul George. Paul George has Jamal Murray on him. Paul George double team, and he throws the ball away. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard are falling apart in this game. Kawhi Leonard 6 for 16. Paul George is not looking good, and you guys are the 2 superstars, so you get all the blame playing like this, losing this game. Here comes Monte Morris out on the corner. Monte Morris kicks it to Craig. Craig at the top of the key has Patrick Beverley on the defense. Gets it to Michael Porter Jr. 10 seconds to shoot. Over to Mason Plumlee. Plumlee goes down inside, and he gets the pass deflected. Jamal Murray gets it, turn around, dumper, and puts it in. Jamal Murray feeling it. 84-74, a 10-point lead by the Denver Nuggets. It's their largest lead of the game. Kawhi Leonard for 3, and Leonard can't hit. So Paul George can't hit. Leonard can't hit. And the Clippers look like they're in trouble right now, guys. Here comes Jamal Murray. Jamal Murray out on the wing. Has JaMychal Green on the defense. Jamal Murray switches up. Montrezl Harrell on the defense. Kicks it to Porter Jr. Porter Jr. goes right down inside, right at Montrezl Harrell, and pulls the foul. So Michael Porter Jr. goes to the line for 2.
Man, the Clippers are in deep, deep, deep trouble. Forget just trouble. Deep, deep, deep trouble. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George picked the wrong time to play this. And Kawhi Leonard actually played well in the first half. It's just right now he's 2 for 7 after starting 5 for 9, and Paul George is 0 for 3 in this quarter. So, and he's only got 10 points.
Right. Isaac said Clippers better take the dub, and Nick Diaz said Clippers gonna lose. I feel you guys.
And it's an 11-point lead. Michael Porter Jr. makes it 12, 86-74. Something has to be going on in that Clippers locker room for them to be playing this poorly like that. Lou Will taking it all the way to the basket, and he misses another layup. Wow. Another wide open layup. Michael Porter Jr. Patrick Beverly tries to deflect it. Jamal Murray gets the ball back, decides to pull up and shoot the 3, and he knocks it down. And Doc Rivers waits too long, and it's a 15-point game. It's a 15-point game, 8:47 remaining. Oh, my goodness.
What the hell is it? Are we in the twilight zone right now, guys? Nobody would expect this. I didn't expect this. I might have called it wrong. My partner Lewis might have called it right. One thing's for sure, the Denver Nuggets are looking good right now.
I said whoever had a double digit in this game, I said that other team was going to pull. There's still plenty of time, but with the way that the Clippers are shooting the ball right now and not defending, it's not looking good for them right now.
No way. Two bold statements. One of them got to be true. Looks like Lewis is looking good on his prediction.
My man, shout out to my man, Jeff Noel. He said, I bet 191 on Denver to try to get back 630. Woo! If they win.
Good luck for you. Let's go, Denver. Let's get that man
that is some bread, boy. Woo. D. Jefferson, remember on Sunday when I guaranteed that the Nuggets would put the Clippers in the graveyard? Well, it's looking that way right now. They're about to bury them 6 feet under if the Clippers don't wake up.
It's looking bad, man. I can't even lie. It's not. They listen. Here's the thing. Like, I would feel comfortable with the Clippers making some kind of run, but the 2 stars are not looking good, guys. I cannot even expect for JaMychal Green and Landry Shamet, Lou Will, and Patrick Beverly to bring this game back. No, they're going to need at least one of these 2 stars, but both of them are not playing very well right now. And so that smells like trouble for the Clippers, in my opinion.
Right. And like I said, I don't know what Doc told his guys. They looked, again, for the 3rd straight game. They came out, they looked good. And then at some point, they started to look like the same Clippers we've seen the last 2 games. But now they find themselves down 15. Plenty of time, but because usually when Denver was pulling away, it was usually within the last 5 to 6 minutes of the game. Right now, there's about, 8:47 remaining in this game. But the Clippers defense has just looked too shaky. Too shaky for them to make a comeback. But like I said, we'll see what these guys are made of. Now, what role are the referees going to play if they play? We'll see. But we'll see what happens. We'll definitely see what happens with the last 8:47.
So I got my man over here. Oh, my bad, Lewis. Go ahead. I got my man over here, Triple J. He said, let's go Nugs. And I got Soccer Training Club. He said, let's go Clips. So we got a rivalry going on over here. Nuggets fan and a Clips fan. I'm going to tell you, Soccer Training Club is not looking good for your Clippers right now. I picked them to win after they went up by 10. That was my prediction. But I might be wrong here, man.
Man, it's looking crazy. Kawhi Leonard is going to get – man, the Clippers have the most seasons without a conference finals appearance, 49, and that's current. The Hornets have 30. The Columbus Blue Jackets got 19, and the Pelicans and the Texans have 18. That's because they've never gotten there. But now they have the Hornets. But, man, the Clippers are not – all those teams have never gotten there. Let's see what happens. Patrick Beverly with the ball. Gives the ball to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi, it's time. Put up or shut up. You too, PG. Kawhi Leonard. He's got Torrey Craig on him. Starts to face a double, then gets in the post, faces another double, gives it to Paul George. Paul George drives. Now he's passing inside to JaMychal Green, puts up the fake, and he draws the foul. Like I said, guys, let's see what the refs are going to do. No, the game's not over yet.
No. Plenty of time.
Yeah, like G Money says, it's until the buzzer is done. If it's to the point that the Clippers can't come back, then we say it's over. But we'll see.
Triple J said Clippers might need Jesus on their team, and they still might not come back.
MTG says, I need the rest to cheat us to victory. Look at that, guys. Paul George is 4 of 12, and Kawhi Leonard 6 of 19. And remember, guys, Kawhi Leonard got off to a very good start in this game, and he has mightily struggled. He's only 2 of 10 after starting 5 for 9. So, all right, man. So Monte Morris looks like Jamal Murray's in the game. Jokic has got 4 fouls. Here comes Jamal Murray, dribbles the ball. Patrick Beverley picks his pocket. He gets a steal, and he brings it back. Gives it to Lou Will. Lou Will kicks it out to an open George. Shoots a three-pointer, but he misses the shot. Kawhi Leonard was calling for the ball, saying he was open, but George takes a three. He misses. Jamal Murray brings the ball up slowly, brings it up to the right side, gets a switch with Lou Will, sets the pick and roll with Mason Plumlee, but then has to give it back out to Jeremy Grant. Jeremy Grant dribbles on Patrick Bev. Pat Bev, beautiful block by Pat Bev. Jeremy Grant puts it up. He can't hit. Michael Porter Jr. gets the recovery. But once again, good Clippers defense actually right there. Kawhi Leonard with the steal. Kawhi Leonard puts it up. Wow, Kawhi Leonard, what the hell was that, bro? And listen, Mike Malone is going to call a timeout.
You know what? Good no call on Kawhi Leonard because it was a foul on the other end. I mean, I think that was Mason Plumlee literally got pushed out of bounds, bro. And that's why I was about to go off. So good no call. Good no call.
Yep, that score is accurate, Michelle's daughter. Yep, that score is accurate. 89-76, and Denver has the ball with 7 minutes remaining. You just get – I remember when I put that video out, guys, I said that the Clippers might win, but you get that funny feeling that when I put that video out. You know, that video got a lot of views. I remember D was telling me about it when I did the video. And people were saying that I just said that with the way that this is a very funky season with everything that's going on because things are not normal. But my thing is I also said that this is what the players asked for. If they wanted to, they could have not played. They really could have forced change. So they had that opportunity. They blew it. They chose. I see D dancing to the music.
I like it, baby.
Got to give you that island flavor right now, right here in the Lewis Sports Network.
Yeah. Hey, man, they having a good time over here on Thinking Mind Sports Talk. The Nuggets and the Clippers fan going back and forth. Soccer Training Club said, Jesus, please excuse Triple J. He doesn't know what he's done or said.
Yeah.
Oh, man. The Nuggets and the Heat were my dark horse teams as well. Yep. There we go, buddy. Let's see if we can get those in the finals, Triple J.
No, you definitely got it. Jermaine made a very nice point. We got to tip our hat to the Denver Nuggets. We have to tip our hat to the Denver Nuggets.
Right. You got to put buckets in. You have to play well, too. Just because another team is playing bad, you could be playing bad as well. We've seen that before. 2 teams not really playing that well. So, but the Nuggets are doing their job. It's the Clippers that slip it up. So, give a shout out to the Nuggets. Also, the Nuggets have stepped up on the defense in these past 3 games. I mean, they've stepped up tremendously on the defensive end. And that has a lot to do with why they've come back on the Clippers and look good for completing the 3-1 deficit gap.
And as G Money says, he's right. You know, they are up and we got to tip our hat. But G Money's right. You got to finish this game. You can't let up at any moment. It's just this. I know the Clippers have struggled, but if they got another run, if somehow they can, you don't, because if you're the Nuggets also, you don't want to blow a 13-point lead, you know, with the momentum you have, because that's not, because yeah, we could say that the Nuggets, you know, they earned the respect, but it's like, yo, you got a chance to go to the Western Conference Finals and knock off a team that was predicted to be a championship caliber contender. This team had championship aspirations in the Clippers. All the moves that they made, all the hype that they got around this season, people predicting the Lakers and the Clippers to be in the conference finals. And what happens? They get knocked off, blowing a 3-1 lead. And this will be the second time that it's happened in franchise history. Look at that. Kawhi Leonard, 6 of 20. Paul George, 4 of 13. Jokic has only got 8 shots, but he hasn't had to worry because Jamal Murray has scored 33 points. All right, man. So Jamal Murray with the basketball. We're back. Clippers are 0 of 8 from the three-point line. All right, and Jokic takes it up and he misses the shot. Who's going to get the ball? And the Nuggets will keep the ball.
Wow.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, that's right. The Nuggets don't have – not the Nuggets, sorry. The Clippers, they don't have a field goal yet in this fourth quarter. I just forgot they're 0 for 8. Not looking good for the Clips, man. Jamal Murray can't find anybody. Finally gets it to Jokic in the corner. Being guarded by JaMychal Green. Gets in post position. Left block. Kicks it out to Harris. But good rotation by Lou Will. And good defense by Kawhi Leonard. And Jokic has to throw it up. That's the best Clipper defense I've seen pretty much all game. That defense needed to be there from the start. Anyway, JaMychal Green with the basketball. Then gives the ball to Kawhi Leonard. Again, man, 6 for 19. You can make it up. Kawhi Leonard fakes it. Gives it to Marcus Morris. He can't hit the 3. Take it away, D.
All right, man. Here comes Jamal Murray. The Clippers cannot get a bucket. Who would have ever thought? Almost 6 minutes into the fourth quarter and no bucket. Jamal Murray at the top of the key, double team. Kicks it over to Joker. Joker taking his time, 5 seconds to shoot and foul. Oh, deflected. Oh, that looked like a foul. These referees, referees want the Clippers to get back in, but I don't think the Clippers want to get back in. So 4.1 seconds to shoot. And Jeremy Grant gets it in the Joker. Joker shoots the 3 right over top of Paul George, and he hits the front of the rim, but no cigar. Kawhi Leonard comes with the rebound. Leonard kicks it out to Markieff Morris. Over to Lou Will. JaMychal Green for 3. And JaMychal Green can't hit. So another miss. A full 6 minutes by the Clippers, and they've gone scoreless. Wow. Unbelievable. Here is Jamal Murray. Gets it down in the Joker. 13 points.
Oh.
A double team and a nice.
It's an and one.
It was a foul on the pass. So Markieff Morris fouled him on the pass. So 14 seconds back on the shot clock. And the Nuggets was retained possession. Take it away, Lewis.
Oh, man. The Clipper fans trying to cheer, but they're looking a little bit disdained right now. Kawhi's being way too passive. Jamal Murray shoots a 3-pointer, but it rims out. Rebound, JaMychal Green. Gives the ball to Pat Bev. Pat Bev with the ball. He dumps it right inside to Paul George. Paul George in the post. On Murray. Goes up. Fakes. Can't find anybody. Oh, and he turns it over. Gary Harris, step through, takes a shot, and he scores, and it's a 17-point lead. 15-point lead, sorry. 91-76 is the score. All right, Patrick Beverly with the basketball. The Clippers have not scored a field goal yet in this quarter. 2 free throws by JaMychal Green. That's all the Clippers have got, and we're near 7 minutes. Kawhi Leonard just dribbling. Shoots the shot. He can't hit, but finally JaMychal Green puts the ball in the basket for the first score of the fourth quarter for the first field goal, 91-78. This is crazy, guys. I didn't think the Clippers would struggle this bad like that. Man, that's crazy. All right, it's a 13-point game. Denver's only 3 of 12 in the quarter, but the Clippers can't take advantage. And Jokic puts it up, and he puts it in, and he got fouled on that play. I cannot believe they didn't call it foul.
They're not calling fouls. They're not calling them. They're letting these guys play, so I would get a little rough if that's the case. Like
Kawhi Leonard shoots a step-back 3. Kawhi don't want it. JaMychal Green, Marcus Morris, they give it to Paul George for 3. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. This game, I think, is going to end, man.
It's mental. I got it. It's mental. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are mentally breaking apart right now in front of our eyes. Steve Ballmer.
Steve Ballmer got that look on his face. Oh, man.
I'm firing everyone.
The Clippers have been mentally defeated. I also said that they lack leadership because they don't have a vocal leader. The Clippers are quitting right before my eyes. It's like I said before, you cannot have it. You can't decide to play when you want it easy. Even when times are bad, even the championship teams figure out a way to bounce back. And the Clippers have, and listen, man, the Clippers just showed to me that they just proved, man, with all that talent, they're not a championship team. I think Greg Popovich would get more out of this team than Doc Rivers would. I'm sorry, I hate to say it, man, but it's the truth. Pop would not love the constant one-on-one because I don't know what Doc is telling these guys, but they're not moving the ball, and the shot selection is just terrible. This is a mentally weak team. Coming into this season, I didn't think that would be the case. I thought that they would prove me wrong, and I said that they looked like they were going to show some strength. But listen, man. Hey, man, I take my lumps. I thought the Clippers would make a deep playoff run because I thought it'd be a different year. But listen, I'm going to eat crow. I'll be a man about it and admit it. I'm sorry, man. The Nuggets have shown to be the mentally tougher team. They have been the mentally tougher team. Look at that. The Clippers are 8 of 37 in the second half, guys. They were 9 of 36 in Game 6. So Jokic loses the ball out of bounds. I just don't know if the Clippers can score that fast in that amount of time. I've seen crazy stuff, man.
Crazy. This is absolutely crazy. And they're losing like this, and the Denver Nuggets have 19 turnovers, and they're this far down. Unbelievable. It's another no call on the foul. But they cut it down to 13, guys. Now, it is not over. It is not over. The Clippers could come alive at any minute. 3 minutes, 39 seconds is a lot of time. Jamal Murray with the ball. Jamal Murray has Harold on him, gets it over to Joker. Joker, 7 seconds to shoot. Gives it back to Murray. Murray can't hit with the floater, but Jeremy Grant chases down the offensive rebound. Gives him another chance. Back to Murray. Inside to Joker.
That was a foul. Man. I thought they were
a nice pass by Joker again. Catching Jeremy Grant cutting to the lane, and Grant will go to the line for 2. Oh, actually, no. Loose ball foul. So 14 seconds back on the shot clock. Clippers keep the possession. And this is bad for, Nuggets keep the possession. That time being drained is bad for the Clippers. Jamal Murray with the ball out on the wing. Kawhi on the defense. Passes it to the Joker. Joker. Foul by Paul George. And that put them in a penalty, guys. Joker will go to the line for 2. It is looking grim for the Clippers right now.
Let me get this straight. And Jay mentioned this right now. So Jay said during stoppage, as Joker knocks down the free throw, and we got a 14-point game. During stoppage, the rumors was that the Clippers wanted to go home headed up by Kawhi Leonard. Clippers quit. Kawhi quit. The pussification of the Clippers. This is why I'm not giving the Clippers a pass. You guys decided to play. You guys could have chose not to. You guys could have made change. You chose to play, and you quit. Just put it that way. You quit. I don't know what Doc is telling you guys, but you could just see on the floor, all you guys put together, you guys are a mentally weak team. Mentally weak. And it's crazy because you let a lot of Clipper fans down. They had high hopes for this team. Montrezl Harrell kicks it out to Paul George, shoots a three-pointer, but he can't hit. And Paul George, again, Nick Wright is dancing right now because for once, he's right. He's right. Coming from a Raptors fan, I hope Miami sweeps the Celtics, and I hope Hero gets a ring. I really like how he plays. All right, cool. Shout out to McDre. They quit, man. And we got a 3. I think that was a 3-pointer that was hit. Yep, that was a 3-pointer hit. 98-80.
Murray.
36 big points. This game is over. And Kawhi Leonard just threw the ball and just quit and threw it to Grant. Yeah, the Clippers are done. Now they're officially done. This is a wrap. Doc Rivers.
Wow.
Doc Rivers.
Wow.
Doc Rivers.
I'm saying they're not beating the Clippers. They are freaking punishing the Clippers right now. This is a punishment, guys. This is a game 7 for the Western Conference Finals, and the Clippers, the number 3 team in the league, are down right now, guys, by 20 points. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Wow, what a choke job.
Soccer Training Club, Lewis says, top 3 coaches right now: Nick Nurse, Popovich, Brad Stevens, not excluding Frank Vogel. Feedback. I think Vogel should be excluded because he's just getting, just getting started. I do like the list of your top 3 coaches, though. I don't think that's a bad list, Soccer Training Club. What do you think, Lewis?
Nah, that was actually a good selection by Soccer Training Club. I actually can't really go wrong with that one. Those were very good choices by him. And shout out to McDre. Appreciate you, coming through the channel, man. He says, great channel, by the way, and I'm new. Appreciate that, man. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you guys haven't, for both Lewis and D, Speaking My Sports Talk and Lewis Sports Network. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. OKC's looking good right now because the Clippers gave up all those picks to get Paul George, and that was to convince Kawhi to come. So now the Clippers are going to go 50 seasons without reaching the conference finals. And Montrezl Harrell makes the basket too little, too late. And I'm not upset at Montrezl Harrell because he's a role player. It's the 2 superstar, star Paul George and your supposed superstar Kawhi Leonard. All this credit that this guy got last year for beating a Golden State team. And I remember that there's a lot of bandwagon fans out there because they cheered Kawhi Leonard when they knocked off the Warriors because how the league could not stand them. And in 1 year, everybody has turned around and they flipped the switch on Kawhi Leonard. Why? It's because of things like this. All this hype that they got. And look at it now.
Hey, Triple J said, from now on, don't ever compare or say that Leonard is better than LeBron. Don't do it. Hey, I'm going to tell you something. For the LeBron fans, I think actually Triple J, he might have a point. Because I've been saying this. You can't call Kawhi the best because he doesn't play enough. You can say he's one of the best players, but he doesn't play enough. Now falling apart in this finals like this, man, I'm not going to argue that, Soccer Training Club.
Man.
Triple J, I'm sorry.
Nah, Kawhi Leonard's even better than LeBron. LeBron is still running from the grind. Kawhi's still better. Listen, man. The Lakers are enjoy. We glad Kawhi left, man. We don't need you in Toronto. I still got Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard, what he just proved to me is that Kawhi Leonard, to me, just moved himself down to a top 10 player. And now Max Kellerman, he said today that if the Clippers don't win, he has to shut up about Kawhi Leonard. Well, Max Kellerman has to shut up now. He can't talk nothing about Kawhi Leonard. And damn, Stephen A. Smith was actually right. Nick Wright was actually right. Shannon Sharp is a little more objective than both of those guys, but I know Shannon is deriding Braun so bad just because of the whole Jordan thing. But still, Shannon Sharp was right. Now my question is Skip gonna come to work? And Paul George misses another 3. Paul George is just not a mentally strong player. He got all that credit for making the conference finals, but Paul George in an elimination game, he chokes again.
And you got to call this, I don't care what anyone says. It has to be called a choke. It has to be called a choke.
No.
Here's the thing. Real quick. This is the thing, guys. Yeah. The Denver Nuggets has 20 turnovers. 20 turnovers. And they're up. Oh, Montrezl Harrell with the mean dunk inside.
Kawhi, don't make that face. Dude, you didn't come to play. You wanted to leave the bubble. Seriously? And you chose to play. I honestly believe that the Clippers, they were a little bit overhyped, but I just think they didn't want to come to this bubble. And the fact that I'm hearing that Kawhi and them didn't want to, there's no excuses because you guys chose to play. You guys chose to play because at the end of the day, the NBA is a business after all. So you chose to play. There's no excuses. Congratulations to the Denver Nuggets. And shout out to Jamal Murray, guys. 36 big points. He struggled most of the series. But remember, he came alive in the second half in games 5 and 6. So he got going. He was there from start to finish. And Jokic, and what kind of foul was that, Pat Bell?
Oh!
Really?
Did you see the pass, though?
Yeah, that was a great pass.
The pass by the Joker. And it looks like Patrick Beverly is hurt. But I'm not sure how much it matters.
It don't matter at this point.
No, he got hit in the nose, but that was his fault anyway, to tell you the truth.
The Los Angeles Clippers ought to be ashamed of themselves, man.
No look pass behind. Is the best passing center that I have seen. Since Brad Daugherty?
Probably. D. That pass was so good that they had Torrey Craig and Gary Harris talking about it.
Look at these two. Look at them.
Look at them. 0-8 with chance to clinch the conference final. Yo, shout out to G Money. G Money, you was right, bro. You just don't trust the Clips. Lou Will was listen. Dame Lillard, he about to have a roll session on Pat Bev. Whew. And Paul.
Oh, man.
This is what makes Paul George idiotic. You know why? Too little, too late, Lou Will. Lou Will only has 7 points. Thinking about those wings too much. Check this out. Paul George was saying he ain't no James Harden. You're damn right you know James Harden, but you should say you're like James Harden because in an elimination game, you struggled again.
Yeah.
And you're going home like James Harden in the second round. So you can't talk about James Harden. You can't even talk about Damian Lillard because once again, you do another choke job. And ladies and gentlemen, G Money's right again. The Denver Nuggets, man, make their first conference finals appearance in 11 years since 2009. That was when my man, the Mellow Man, was entering his prime with a Chauncey Billups that was still playing productive basketball. And salute to the Denver Nuggets. I call them the comeback kids. Down 3-1 against the Jazz, against the Clippers. They come back and they upset them. And I think the Clips didn't want to play anymore because they wanted to go home. But Doc Rivers, man, the third 3-1 series in your career, and you blew it. You blew it.
Yeah. And look, man, Triple J says they gave Leonard praise for beating an injured Warriors team last year, but didn't give LeBron props for taking an injured calf team to 6 games versus a healthy Warriors team. Let me tell you something, Triple J, I'm with you all the way on that because I always debate people about this. If they would have beat the Warriors with Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson in there, and I always talk about that Cavs victory too. Like nobody talks about the fact that the Cavs was beat up, in that championship. So, hey man, good comment, Triple J. I'm with you on that. We don't have a lot of people that agree with us, but I'm with you.
Well, guys, also, this is a huge stain on Kawhi Leonard, and you know why? Because Kawhi Leonard was getting the credit for, what happened in 2014 with San Antonio, what just happened last year with Toronto. People were saying, the fact that Kawhi was ending dynasties out here, and then you come and you choke a 3-1 lead to the Denver Nuggets. And in Game 7, you only scored 14 points. 2 points in the second half, and you went 2 of 12. Paul George, you committed 4 fouls, and you went 4 of 16 in an elimination game. So now what you guys did was you gave the media a lot of material for them to talk about, man. So Doc Rivers is going to get fired.
Yeah.
And I think Paul George is not worth the investment now that you look at his career, because he's just not consistent when you need him to. Paul George is not consistent when you need him to. Paul George is now really showing more and more now that he is just a regular season player. and it's showing. It's showing.
I wanted to listen. I think I'm going to say this. I think the Nuggets take the Lakers out.
You think so?
I think the Nuggets take the Lakers out. Will Barton's coming back, fam.
True. That's right.
They just set another record as well. No team in NBA history has come back from 2 3-1 deficits in the same playoffs. They have done it twice. No team has ever done that. I think they take the Lakers out.
And guys, check this out. Jamal Murray is the second youngest player in NBA history to have a 40-point game in a Game 7. I mean, the thing with Tom Brady is, Lakers fan, it's one game. Like I said, Nick Wright, he just slurps LeBron so much, but he was right on the Clippers, so I got to give him credit. It's just the Clippers didn't look right. They wanted to go home, and now they go home. So they played like they didn't want to be here. They didn't play one. They played like they didn't want to be here. So
Freddie G stepped in the building. He said, "What I tell y'all? What I tell y'all?" Yeah, Freddie. Thank God. Man. What's up,
like I said, hey man, like I said, man, I eat crow, bro. I don't duck smoke. Freddie G told y'all, and Freddie G told us, and he did. So did G Money. G Money said it too. He didn't trust the Clippers.
I'm betting. I'm betting. Sorry, I'm a bet it, cousin. I'm putting money on it right now. I'm gonna do it tonight. He said he don't think so. I'm telling you right now. Listen, I think they beat the Lakers. I'm gonna tell you right now.
And I'm sorry, man, for those who want to compare Kawhi Leonard to MJ and Kobe just because of the game and stuff like that. Kawhi Leonard just need to be Kawhi Leonard right now because after what just happened, he don't need to be worrying about being compared to nobody, man. I'm sorry. It's just not.
And I want to know all those sports announcers on now that was talking that Kawhi Jordan nonsense.
Yep. Kendrick Perkins and all them dudes.
0 points in the freaking fourth quarter in a playoff game. Never. I want to hear nothing about Kawhi Jordan.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I'm telling you, man, that's why I say these new age fans, Lewis, it's a lot of these new age fans. They take it too far with these new age players. You start telling me Kawhi Jordan, start talking about this guy. They start talking about James Harden comparing to Jordan because of the way he was scoring. And this fool falls apart. Y'all never seen Jordan fall apart like that in the playoffs when he's going toward the finals. You know why? Because he's 6 for 6. Perfect. What? That's not a Jordan. That Jordan didn't do that. Like, stop comparing these guys because the league has changed. It's easier to score in this league. This is what you people have to think about. And not you guys in the chat, but I'm talking about these new age fans with these narratives. They have to think about the fact the league has changed. It's easier to score, okay? It's easier to score because it's rougher to play defense in this era. You could get the hand checked in the little small bumps. Hands was literally a part of the ball back then. No. It's not none of that this in this day's game. So when you think about that and you start trying to put these guys over the likes of Larry Bird, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Michael Jordan, Hakeem Olajuwon, no. They're going to have to do and, show and prove. I always say about LeBron's stats. Okay, his stats are great. Great stats, LeBron. What did they amount to? You can have a bunch of stats, but if it doesn't amount to championships, then you have a problem there.
Well, here's the thing, man. Look, Kawhi is my favorite player, but I never said he was an all-time great. I've been consistent in the chat when I say this. Kawhi Leonard does not have the cumulative statistics to be even called an all-time great. And Kawhi Leonard is, 29 years old? Yeah, and he's not even close to 10,000 points yet, or he just barely got there. Kawhi's not an all-time great. See, I blame the people in Connecticut up there, the worldwide, who what they do is they go off on so many narratives that they hype some of these players up that don't deserve all that hype. And Kawhi is not about the media. So it's like it's always been like that with him. So it's nothing new. He got the hype again for what happened for what he did against Golden State. And I said that because Golden State was the most hated team in the league. And the thing was they wanted Kevin Durant, you know, the one to be gone, because before that, Kevin Durant was getting the hate for his move to go to Golden State. So that's the thing. So, like I said, man, it's crazy. But listen, man.
Collapse, bro. That was a mental collapse. It's just a pure mental collapse. Both star players, just nothing in the fourth quarter. Unbelievable. Nothing. Did either of them score in the fourth quarter?
Who?
Paul George and Kawhi.
No, Paul George went scoreless in the fourth. And Kawhi Leonard didn't score neither. They both went scoreless.
That's insane, bro. And that's what I'm saying. 20 turnovers by the Denver Nuggets. 20 turnovers. How do you lose like this and the team has 20 turnovers? Unbelievable.
Yo, you know what? G Money mentioned something. If the Nuggets win it all, this might be the best run ever. Well, here's the thing, Freddie Gee. Kawhi can't lock up Bron because he didn't even make it. so he didn't make it. The reason it was being said was because it was predicted those guys were gonna meet, but it didn't happen. So
I don't mean no harm, but he knows his sports is gonna make the "you idiot" segment twice this week. I gotta give it to him because I already gave it to him for that Gary Russell foolery. But I heard his videos. He's calling everybody stupid and calm down. And you know how he gets overzealous sometimes. And y'all stupid, calm down. Clippers are going to do this to the Nuggets, do that to the Nuggets. Well, you idiot. What do you see now? Because, bro, oh, man, I'm telling you. I see Lewis, both of us seen this after that second game. We both seen this. We was like, this don't look good for the Clippers. And you said it first. You was like, this don't look good for the Clippers. And this was 2 games back, guys. Lewis called it out. He was like, this just don't look good for the Clippers. And I came around after that third game. I said, you might be right.
Yeah, no, and here's the thing about Doc Rivers. And Doc Rivers has been riding that one championship he won in Boston. But Doc Rivers cannot coach a team full of stars. He can't coach a star team. His team has to be a veteran team or a young team, and that's when he looks good. But to be honest, when it comes to trying to coach a superstar team with a superstar player, Doc really shows his overratedness, in my personal opinion. Like I said, you take a Pat Riley, you take a Greg Popovich, you take a Phil Jackson, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard aren't going to play like that the way they play. And like I said, man, the Nuggets. But let's see, can they knock off the Lakers? Because remember, the Lakers they have more rest than the Nuggets. But remember, the Nuggets have momentum. They had momentum against Utah. They had momentum. They got the momentum against the Clippers. And now they're going in the Western Conference Finals. And that's going to be an interesting matchup now. Jokic against AD. That's going to be interesting. And like D said, Will Barton is coming back. That's a big piece right there. So the Lakers are going to have to deal with the depth of the guards. So that is going to be interesting. That is going to be interesting. Remember, there is no Avery Bradley. I think Avery Bradley would have been good for a series like this to kind of offset what they got coming off that bench. But remember what I said, guys, that if the Clippers lose, that this was an epic collapse. This is worse than 2015. It's worse. It's worse than 2015. All that hype, all the hype the Clippers got going into the season, all that hype.
Wow,
I'm sorry.
Amazing.
Lou Will only scored 7 points, and Lou Will missed 6 wide open layups in this game. Wide open. Paul George, 4 for 16 in an elimination game. For the third time in 4 years, you choke again. It don't matter about that 36 points that you scored in Game 5 in the elimination game against Portland. Y'all got sent home packing when y'all were the favorites. So, man, oh man. Kawhi Leonard cannot be compared to a Kobe Bryant. Kawhi Leonard cannot be compared to a Michael Jordan, because for people who were saying this now, and it's true that the Nuggets are a young team. And remember, and G-Money's been on the money, and I got to give him a lot of credit. Remember last year, they lost a Game 7 to the Portland Trailblazers. They come back and they beat a Clippers team that by many, and myself included, thought that they were going to make a deep playoff run. The Nuggets have a deep team, and they're young. So Jermaine made a great point. They're young. And salute to Doug Banks in the building, man. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Doug Banks' channel, man.
What's up, Doug? SSB says this has to be top 5 in NBA teams collapsing.
I would agree with that.
That might be a good video, but SSB, I definitely would agree with that, because, I mean, I could think back as much as I've been watching basketball, as far as back as I can remember. And at least in my era, without doing some analytics on it, shit, I would say top 3, pardon my French, but I would say top 3 biggest collapses. Like, that was just massive, bro. That was a massive collapse. They fell all the way apart. And when your superstar and your star player don't show up at all in the fourth quarter, wow, man.
So I don't want to hear it anymore. Paul George is a playoff choker. I don't want to hear what anybody says. Oh, but he went to the Eastern Conference Finals. This ain't about what you did in the past. This is about what you've done for me lately. And lately, I'm sorry. And listen, man. Wait, what's Doug Banks making? That ain't what's up, dog. Wait, what's he talking about? Oh, don't forget. Yeah. That's right. They are young and energetic. I agree. Yeah, Doc has 3 series, man. Yeah, I was saying it before the show. Listen, guys, if you look at the video that I put before this, if you look at the video that I put before this one, not the Mike D'Antoni one, but the one where I said about Doc Rivers, there's a meme that I put, and on that picture, it showed the amount of series that Doc's teams had been up and they've blown. He's blown 2-0 leads. He's blown 3-2 leads, and he's blown 3-1 leads. 3. And he's only got 1 championship.
That's unbelievable. I'm still shocked.
And shout out to Lakers fan. He said it. Doc Rivers lost the locker room. And I said that something internally is going on. Doc Rivers needs, I think Doc Rivers kind of held his job a little too long, if you ask me, because I'm sorry, man.
Doc, I don't think Steve Ballmer trying to hear that, buddy.
No, I'm sorry. The Houston Rockets were not going to beat the Clippers. No, that's an even dumber team than the Clippers. I'm sorry. No, they wouldn't have lost to that team. No, the Houston Rockets.
I see them taking the Rockets out 4 games.
The Rockets. G-Money, the Rockets would have had to play exactly like the Nuggets played in order for them to knock the Clippers. And they got even 2 dumber players in Russell Westbrook and James Harden. So that's and Mike D'Antoni, no. Mr. Pringle, man, no. Listen, Doc Rivers may be overrated, but if there's somebody who's even more overrated than Doc Rivers, it's Mike D'Antoni. This guy's already getting a head coaching job, possibly for Philadelphia, after parting ways with the Houston Rockets. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The Sixers better stay away from that, man, if they know what's good for them. Brett Brown didn't work, and you think Mike D'Antoni's gonna work? He's gonna let Embiid and Simmons do what they want. That's not that. Those guys need discipline, man. They need discipline. You look at a Paul George. Look at that. Kawhi Leonard mentally broke. So Kawhi, you get to go home, buddy. You can go be a fun guy with your wife and kids. You can be a fun guy. Oh my God, the memes are gonna be flowing like crazy tonight for the Clippers. Woo! Like crazy. Oh yeah, Mike D is the most overrated, man. Shout out to my man Chris Wedge in the building.
Chris Wedge, what's up?
Good morning to you, Snack King, Dr. D, and Brother Lou, man. Thank you for a great broadcast, man. Oh, today's your birthday? Happy birthday, Chris Wedge. Happy birthday. Oh, no, the NBA doesn't think he's overrated, but he's already getting these job opportunities. I told you, look how quickly Luke Walton got the Lakers job after coaching the Warriors to a 39-2 record. And even when he got fired from the Lakers, Sacramento got him in less than 2 days. Not even 48 hours, and they picked him up. And you see what's going on over there in Sacramento. Another dumpster fire.
That's crazy, man. Kawhi Leonard, here's another thing we got to think about, guys. SC Wavy, what's good? Look, it's something else we got to think about. Steve Ballmer and that organization, they're in a hole, man. They are in a hole because they just paid Kawhi Leonard and Paul George $38 million, $34 million. Check this out, guys. Their stock has dropped tremendously, both of them. After this collapse, after that mental break, their stock has dropped tremendously. So what the hell are the Clippers and Ballmer going to do with those guys now? Because they're going to take it up the tailpipe trying to get rid of them. I'm telling you now. They're in trouble.
Remember when everybody was saying, especially that Max Kellerman talking about Kawhi as the human cyborg? Well, his parts pretty much got dismantled and he didn't bring any replacement parts to be able to play well. And here's the thing, man. Remember what the Clippers invested. They traded away 3 first-rounders to get Paul George in that trade. And like D said, they put themselves – their stock just dropped because Kawhi Leonard and Paul George proved – they just showed you that they can't even play big in big games. The fact that they collapsed from a 3-1 lead is kind of looking like now other players are kind of looking at like, can I trust these two in a big game? Because look, Miami's getting it done without a superstar. The Denver Nuggets, they're getting it done without a big superstar neither. They just knocked off the Clippers.
Definitely.
The Boston Celtics, we don't know what Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown are going to really be. Jason Tatum really just became an all-star, but is he a superstar? We don't know that yet. And Boston's in the Eastern Conference Finals. But the Clippers, arguably the deepest team in the league, and they gone.
SSB made a good point here too. And I also had this question. He said the Clippers have no leaders on their team. Both the Spurs and the Raps had good leadership in their organization. Kawhi Leonard's leadership is questionable to me. I said this before too, bro. I said that before too. You got to question his leadership because I'll be honest, Kyle Lowry, I think was the leader last season. Although Kawhi was the better player, I think Lowry was the leader of that team last season, and he's proven to be the leader this season. And we have to question Kawhi Leonard's leadership because if you're the guy on that team, you're the superstar player. You have to show some type of leadership. Dude, you mentally broke down and fell apart.
No. D, I can answer that question for you very easily. Kawhi Leonard's not a leader because as a leader, you got to show leadership comes in many different forms. You either show it by example on the floor or you decide to be vocal. When I look at this Clippers team, they don't have a vocal leader. It's kind of like everybody's they're doing their own thing. So there's really nobody to hold guys accountable. There's nobody that brings them together it's like they don't know how to deal with adversity. They don't know how to play through when things go wrong. So that was the Clippers' problem. And you saw that when things went wrong, they folded. They didn't come together. There was nobody on the team that could bring those guys together and say, guys, we're still in this. We're struggling right now, but let's get it together. It's like what Lakers fans said. Doc Rivers lost the locker room because for them to play this bad and collapse this bad. Listen, Doc Rivers is not making the plays on the court, but I don't know what he's saying, but it's obviously not getting through the clip. It's not getting through the team. So he has to go because it's whatever he's preaching, it's not working. Because if they play this bad, it tells me that they quit on their coach and they quit on themselves. I'm sorry. Kawhi Leonard is not a leader. And like I said, I still like Kawhi's game. But now what I have to question with him is now, are you just a regular season player? Because remember all this hype you got in the playoff wins you got in 2014 when you were with the Spurs against the Heat. And then in 2019, when you got traded to Toronto and had a whole city on your back and you quote unquote lead them. But like D said, I think that Kyle Lowry played better because of how calm Kawhi was. But I think Kyle Lowry to me shows that even he's a better leader than Kawhi Leonard. And Kyle Lowry is not the level of a player that Kawhi Leonard is. But the thing is, you don't have to be to show leadership. You don't have to be. But from your best player, you got to find a way to lead. And Kawhi Leonard just didn't do that.
Not at all.
And like I said, you don't hear me who, like I said, I'm a Kawhi fan, but I got to call it how I see it. The Clippers flat out quit. And it's embarrassing because of what they just showed to their fans, man. Wow, the two superstars didn't show up. And like I said, everybody gets to they get to go home now. They don't got to worry about this. They can watch it on TV on the bubble. They could do what they got to do. Paul George was showing bad signs already when he was saying that he was uncomfortable being here. And Jay was mentioning it in the chat. I mean, I don't consider Braun a leader neither, to be honest. It's like the thing is, if y'all see the truth, LeBron does a lot of front running. Is he a great player? Yes. I told you he's in my top 10 all-time greatest players list. It's just people get upset when I don't have him in the top 5 or the greatest. And I'm like, that's my opinion. And I've always said this before. Lists are subjective. What matters is where you have him in terms of the quote-unquote pantheon of greatness. But like I said before, LeBron does a lot of front running. Come on, man. Even Stephen A. Snitch said it himself. LeBron being the greatest, that ship sailed a long time ago. And I said this many times. No matter how many, even if LeBron wins the title this year, it still puts him at 4-6, which means you've lost 60% of the finals that you've played in. That would have put LeBron at 10 finals, and he still has 6 losses. So that's 60%. So it improves, but it doesn't improve much. So yeah, LeBron could win the championship. That's all fine and good. I mean, like that doesn't, like that's not making me lose sleep at night if LeBron wins the title. Like, doesn't matter.
And all of those stats, man, I just always say that they're disrespecting so many players, just shooting LeBron up to number 2 just because of these freaking seasonal stats, bro. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, how do y'all just shove him over top of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? How do you do that? How do you just shove him over top of Larry Bird? How do you just shove him over top of Kobe Bryant? Why? Because he got a bunch of stats during the season? To me, that's what it amounts to. He has a bunch of stats, but they did not equate to championships. So how do you just toss him above these guys? Because he ruins – listen, in my opinion, LeBron James and his style of play, if you're a point guard, you're not going to really be able to play your game with him on the court. Like, so he kind of kills that point guard position. And if you're going to kill the point guard position, then you got to win some chips doing that. Not just pack up a lot of stats during the season and say, oh, he's close to Kareem, he's close to Jordan. But to me, he's not close to them because he doesn't have these things. And this is what puts him away from those guys. And so I don't know, man. I don't know. LeBron James, I have him in my top 10, but he's at the bottom, like he's 9 or 10. Like, I will have to look at it again. I had him in my top 10 for a minute, but just to shove him past the likes of Kobe, Shaq, Wilt, Bill Russell, Kareem, and to talk about him in the likes of Jordan, no, LeBron is just not there yet.
Listen, look. I don't think Jokic is a superstar. I think he's a great player, and I think he's an all-star. But he doesn't bring superstar to me. there's moments where I think Murray has played more of a superstar than even Nikola Jokic. Jokic to me is he's a really good all-around player, but he doesn't scream out superstar to me, because there's moments where Jokic doesn't really he doesn't give me that superstar feel. Like I think he's a great player, but I think he's an all-star. I think Jokic is an all-star, not a superstar for me. Murray's not a superstar neither. But I'm saying there's moments in this bubble that Murray's played he's played like a superstar at a superstar level. He's made big plays. Jokic has too, don't get me wrong. But Murray has really put this team on his back with his scoring prowess. And if you look at Murray's scoring, it's had impact. I mean, it's been huge. And when they've needed big baskets, Murray's put them on his back all postseason, even when he struggled in this series for the most part against the Clippers. Think about that. Murray outplayed Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. He had 40 points in Game 7, y'all. Kawhi Leonard only had 14, and Paul George only had 10. Let that sink in for a second. Jamal Murray had more points than Paul George and Kawhi Leonard combined in Game 7. And he had been struggling for most of this series. He got going when it mattered. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard.
Hey, SSB dropping some gems right quick, Lewis. He says, can Kawhi Leonard even do load management now? If you're Kawhi's teammate, how can you expect that? That's a good one, SSB. And I think that's something to think about. Like,
let me answer that real quick. Kawhi Leonard can't load manage no more.
Yeah.
Not after this. Not after that. Because the thing was, part of the reason why the Clippers had bad chemistry was the fact that Kawhi was low managing. Now, I get it. You have an injury. Listen, I'm going to tell you something about Kobe. Kobe has been dealing with he's had a similar injury to Kawhi Leonard, and he's had it since he was a teenager. I read this in his book, Showboat. Kobe played with that injury his whole career, and Kobe has had a plethora of knee issues. But those knee issues happened when Kobe was a teenager. The man was able to play through that, and everybody's body's different. It's not the same. But I think Kawhi Leonard, to me, low key is now he's regretting leaving the Raptors, leaving that good situation, because look how good Pascal Siakam would have played had Kawhi Leonard still been there. But we saw what Siakam's true colors, because he's really not a number one. Siakam could just focus on defense and then just making some shots, whereas Kawhi Leonard would be taking the load. But the load management really caused chemistry problems, and we saw it. We saw it in the bubble. And you're hearing it from me, man. I thought the Clippers were going to get it done. They didn't. I don't duck smoke. I don't duck.
Well, guys, I don't know. I'm shocked. I'm kind of happy because Denver's my dark horse team. But I enjoyed you guys. I enjoyed this game. Lewis and D, look, we back. We covering all this. We giving it to you guys. Like, we gonna do it. All I'm just waiting on is the email or the phone call from my partner to tell me which game we doing. Because Lewis picks the game, Lewis picks the times, but he did it again, guys. What a game. What a game. So shout out to everybody. I appreciate y'all coming through. I'm getting ready to go shut my stream down, and I have to indulge because this is the night to indulge. Hey, man, appreciate you guys. Make sure y'all hit that like, hit that subscribe for my brother, my partner, Lewis Sports Network. And if you don't mind, you can slide over to Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. Hit that subscribe there because y'all going to get this basketball action one way or the other on Lewis Sports Network, on Speak Your Mind Sports Talk, or usually the dynamic duo, Basketball Live with Lewis and D. Much love to you, my brother. Much love to you.
Much love to you, D. Take care, man. And all right, man. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. And shout out to D for doing this game with me, as always. Man, it's crazy, man. Some it's like a part of me is like you can't believe it, and then a part of me is just like the inevitable was coming after. And shout out to Brandon because he called it. He said after Game 6, it was the inevitable, and you knew it was gonna happen. You know it was gonna happen. And shout out to Karam, man. Happy birthday to you, man. I forgot to wish you happy birthday, but happy birthday to you. And shout out to Appmaster as well, man. Appreciate you being here. I haven't seen you in a while, man. Hope everything is good with you. Oh, no. We held them accountable here in the chat. Kawhi and Paul George both went scoreless. They both went scoreless in the fourth quarter. The Nuggets are the 13th team to come back from a 3-1 deficit. But guess what? They're the first team to do it in the same postseason in back-to-back series. Now the question is, can they knock off the Lakers? I say no. Some people might feel different because, again, the Nuggets are young. And the Nuggets are showing that they're hungry, too. I don't know, but the way that this bubble has gone, to be honest with you, I still say that it's an asterisk season, believe it or not, guys. It's not that I don't enjoy doing these games, but just with everything that's going on around the world, especially what's happened in the last 5 to 6 months. Guys, check this out, man, before I go. Doc Rivers has got 8 Game 7 losses. No other coach in NBA history has more than 5. Doc Rivers has 8 Game 7 losses. 8. Damn, man. Can't even say this hurts Kawhi a lot. And it goes back to Paul George. The dude is overrated. Can't say nothing now, man. Jermaine is guaranteeing a Denver win. He just wants the Lakers out. All right, guys. Have a wonderful night. Listen, man, I rolled with the Clippers the entire time, man. I didn't decide to flip-flop. Even when the Clippers were up 3-1, they were losing it. I picked the Clippers every single time because I thought they would figure out and turn it around. I wasn't going to pick the Nuggets, even though I knew that the Nuggets were probably going to win the series because they had the momentum. I just stuck with the Clips. You know, I just did that. And like I said, I eat crow. Like I said, take the loss like a man and move on. That's all I did. You know, if people want to laugh in my face and they say, oh, you were talking all that smack, and hey, man, I stuck with the pick. I ate crow, and that's it. You move on. That's pretty much it. G Money was right in the in this fact. Lou Will was not even at home or on the road. Well, he was on the road the entire time, but didn't play well. Montrezl Harrell, check this out. Montrezl Harrell was the best player on the Clippers tonight. Montrezl Harrell was the best player on the Clippers tonight. He outplayed Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Jamal Murray outplayed Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. Nikola Jokic outplayed Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. That's crazy. Paul George and Kawhi Leonard got outplayed by other players. It's going to be a long offseason for those Los Angeles Clippers. Poor franchises, like Jay says, always have an issue, bro. And remember, they gutted their team to get Paul George. That's a curse in itself. Think about that, guys. That's a curse in itself. Because Paul George proves, once again, you can't rely on him in the playoffs. Do the Clippers have a mascot? Shout out to King G. Appreciate you. He says this is the greatest day as long as a live Laker fan. Well, We know and this also just proves that the Clippers will always be in the basement of the other team that's in purple and gold. No, the Thunder win because they got a young player and they got first-round picks. The Clippers lost that trade because they put their house money thinking that Kawhi Leonard and Paul George was going to lead them to a championship. And what you got was they blew a 3-1 lead to a Denver Nuggets team. Let me also tell you this, guys. It may seem like a monumental upset, but the Nuggets were the 3 seed. Let's keep that in mind, too. Last year, they were the number 2 seed. Think about that. Think about that for a second. The Nuggets were the 3rd seed last year, and the Nuggets were the 3rd seed again this year. No, they were the 2 seed last year to Golden State, who won the conference last year. They were the 3rd seed this year. So just put that into perspective. It's an upset because the Clippers were the heavy favorites, but the Nuggets are a damn good basketball team, guys. And Jamal Murray, he's showing me something this postseason. Nikola Jokic, obviously, he's the best all-around player on the Nuggets, but Jamal Murray taking over these ball games. Jamal Murray's been that dude in the playoffs, man. Well, yeah, with the way the Clippers are playing right now, yeah, the Jazz have an opportunity to beat the Clips. It's true. But remember, it was all put as glory. Oh, wow, check this out. The Miami Heat, the best record as an underdog in a single postseason. The Spurs and the Lakers won the championship in the years that they were the underdog. That's crazy. And the Miami Heat, can they be the 3rd team that were labeled the underdog entering the playoffs and win the championship? The things that make you say, The Nuggets are a dangerous team. The Lakers are going to have to be very careful. And just remember, now that the Nuggets have advanced, Will Barton's coming back. And if he shows any signs of the Will Barton that we saw in the regular season, the Lakers could be in trouble. And the thing is, the Nuggets have size. The Lakers didn't have to deal with that. Well, the Lakers, they really didn't have to deal with that because all they had to deal with was Nurkic, because Zach Collins got hurt. And he helps with the spacing for Portland. And then in the last round, what bigs did Houston have? They didn't have any. They went small. And thank you, Jay. Thank you for mentioning that. That's my issue with Doc Rivers. He has too much power. He has too much power. The fact that you coach this bad, Doc Rivers, you shouldn't be deserving that kind of power. It's crazy. Unbelievable. Kawhi Leonard, you going, man. You going. That's it, man. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you guys being here. Salute to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Brandon Rogers. Appreciate you, man. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Brandon Rogers' channel. Yeah, no. Yep. Anyway, guys, have a wonderful night. Appreciate you guys being here from the Lewis Sports Network. Shout out to my man Ryan. Shout out to Layla, wherever you are. Shout out to Kick Lori. Appreciate you guys as always. I'm not sorry, man. listen, man. Like I said, it's all good. Kawhi Leonard just shows me he's not that guy. That's it, man. I told you, I don't duck smoke, man. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. So I admit it. I don't come out here and say something and then I don't show up. Listen, Kawhi Leonard getting all the smoke from me. He not a leader. Co-wheelchair, co-low management. You heard it from me. Don't ever compare this guy to a Michael Jordan or a Kobe Bryant. Don't ever do it, media. Max Kellerman, you need to shut the hell up and don't ever talk again. All that talk and Kawhi Leonard's gone. Stephen A. Snitch was right. Noah was only insurance for the Lakers, and they didn't even make it. So, but anyway, guys, have a wonderful night. We'll be back with Heat versus Celtics, Game 2 on Thursday. Make sure y'all pull up with Lewis and D. All right, man. So the Western Conference Finals, Game 1. Los Angeles Lakers, Denver Nuggets, man. So, bless up, live, laugh, love. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being a part of the stream. I appreciate you guys from the Lewis Sports Network. You already know, man. And I'm gone. Deuces. Have a wonderful night.
In the lead. That's skied out to center field. Towering shot. A.J. Pollock going back. That is gone. Big fly for Mike Trout. 2-0 Angels here in the first. Going back to getting a mistake. Breaking ball. Got it. Trout. Dead center field.
Manning's going to run. He cuts back at the one time for the goal line. Touchdown, Eli Manning.
On 2nd and 4. Manning takes off. He's inside the 5 to the end zone. Dive. Touchdown.
Away 1-on-2 behind the back. Switch throw. Oh, what a pass to Anderson.
Hardaway, beautiful dish. Grant with the jam.
The elevation now. Michael's had 2 shots blocked tonight. Penny Hardaway goes up, makes the move. He sees Horace coming. Here it is.